Hey, what's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back again and again. Here we are on another Thursday, hanging with my homies Joel, Casey, and Joseph. Always with me, my resident homies, and I'm Anthony. And today we brought on another California death metal band, Sacramento's own Alterbeast, Andrew and Mac. What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
Good. How are you, dude?
Pretty good, man.
Right on. Right on.
Glad you guys asked us to come on. I've listened to bits and pieces of a few episodes, and you guys have some awesome guests. So to even be considered is pretty awesome. So thank you for that.
Man. Yeah, dude. I mean, you are definitely in that Cali Death genre. I mean, that Cali Death fucking group that we got going on. So obviously, we want to represent as much California as we can. And
Absolutely.
Alterbeast is definitely one of the bands that should be represented when we're talking about Cali Death.
I agree.
Of course. You guys are much welcomed and fit perfectly, and that's why you're here with us on a Thursday.
Thank you, my dude.
Yeah, dude. Andrew, much more red than his background. Where you get? Do you have an actual red bulb going right now?
Dude, I have so many red lights right now. It's fucking LED red lights, lamp red lights that I, was bored during the coronavirus. So, doing
Dude,
stuff.
I used to rock the
making things
black
more
lights.
metal.
I used to rock black light.
I'm thinking about some black light stuff myself.
Yeah, I hit up Spencer's and spend like 50 of my dollars to get fucking.
Dude, it's still a cool place, man. I like to get my pint glasses from over there.
Nice. Yeah,
they got a lot of cool pint glasses.
The posters, the fucking lights, and I draw all over my fucking old bedroom at my parents' house with highlighter, and
that's what's up
at night. Yeah, dude.
Those are the years when the shit's magical too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe there is a fucking Satan, kind of shit. And then you grow up and it's all taken out from under you. You're like everything's shit from wall to wall. And,
you grow up
nothing
and you realize,
cool.
I'm never gonna find Satan at a Spencer's.
There's no Satan unicorns. That's not a real thing.
Maybe at Spencer's that is.
Hey, that goth unicorn you might find there. I'm just saying.
That sounds like a shirt you'd buy there for sure.
And that's just as good. Not better.
Fuck yeah, guys. Well, didn't know we were going to get into Spencer's right away, but that's all good.
They're paying me to promote them.
That's all history, dude. That's all history. And we all went through that phase in life where it was going to the mall and finding all.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what, but going to like Hot Topic, going to fucking Spencer's. I used to
Sam Goody.
Sam Goody always hitting there. Dude, I definitely bought plenty of shit at Sam Goody before. Yeah, I would go there before I went to Amoeba. I was too young to get to the city yet, so that's where I'd go to.
Spencer's was like the adult fucking Hot Topic. It was like the one that like had tits and stuff in it. Like,
you can buy like the shittiest quality vibrator or something.
This moment
exactly
true.
There was like
shirts and
cock rings.
Yeah.
Looking at a nug jar that was a pair of tits when I was there just recently.
Totally, dude.
Nice.
Did anybody go shopping at Mr. Rags at all? Did you guys ever hit that store?
I've never heard of that place.
I've seen one, but I've never been in one.
That's where I would buy all my Jinkos, dude. I used to.
The Jinkos.
Here we go.
I had like 2 different pairs of Jinkos, dude. And I look at pictures of myself wearing those, and I'm like,
and you got your cold chamber haircut.
Were you think? No, dude, I would gel my hair back like so much gel and hairspray and shit to where like you could knock on the top of my head and you could hear an audible sound.
You look like Al Pacino. Yeah.
But no matter what, by the end of the day, the ends would still like flare out, so it'd be like glued down at the top, but then like there'd be like a couple of flowy hairs at the side. Yep, that's I used to wear that lugs boots and like a fucking basketball
sandals?
jersey or
sandals and Jinkos would be.
I mean, I always wore sandals,
sick.
but I wouldn't wear them to school. I was trying to be too cool, and then you look back at those pictures, dude, and you look like such a fucking clown.
Hey,
You
man.
do, dude. You really
Yeah.
do. But at the time, you feel so badass. You know, you're like, oh, dude,
Yeah,
check
dude,
out
totally.
dude, look how far I
Yeah.
got to reach into my back pocket for my wallet, dude. I hit the back of my knee, dude.
Look how far I have to reach. That's
Oh
hilarious.
shit, that's right.
That's rad.
All right, enough about me and my stupid apparel from when I was an adolescent.
And me trying to get my wallet.
All right, let's get into some Alterbeast shit. Take us back, take us way back. Actually, back to when your adolescence. Like, who wants to go first? Who got into music first? You know, when did it get serious? When did you want to fucking do it? What was the first things you guys did musically?
Take it away, Lamb.
Take it away. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my grandfather worked for NASA. So we were actually lived in Alabama because that's Redstone Arsenal is based out of Huntsville. So growing up for me, like regular rock, I was really into that as a young child. My aunts and uncles were around like Queen, bands like that, you know. So that was readily available via, you know, records and tapes and things like that, or the radio. My grandfather listened to a lot of classical music, which took to me at an early age. And then, but once I got into like metal stuff, it was really hard to come by out there. And I remember being a young kid, I actually, you know, like Cannibal Corpse, like a lot of kids, you know, from the Ace Ventura thing. If you were a kid at that time, you know, you might've seen that. And I remember a lot of my friends didn't really catch on to any of that, you know, the death metal part when Cannibal played. And I was like, what in the fuck is that all about? I was like, I need to know more about this, sir. And fucking,
Yeah.
I remember when we went into the city, which was Huntsville at the time, the biggest city that was close to me. I remember sneaking into one of the record stores and seeing a Cannibal Corpse record there. It's the one with Bloodthirsty. I think it's a couple Corpse Grinder records in, but that was my first real death metal record. And they weren't even supposed to, they didn't even want to sell it to me and shit. And I remember having it and like being so scared that my grandparents would find this thing, but just looking at the cover and I'd read the lyrics and I was like, same thing. It was so awesome and magical. I was like, oh, this is the fucking coolest. You know what I mean? I was like, but if I get caught with this, it's curtains, you know what I mean? Kind of thing, which made it even more awesome for me. The thrill, you know, of that kind of thing. So, and just at an early age, I was into morbid stuff, morbid art, morbid music. So once I kind of listened to Cannibal Corpse, then I got into grindcore because it was a little more simplistic. And around that time, I moved back to California as well because I had family out here and I didn't want to be, I was really about music at that time. You know, I knew that thing I was going to be doing, trying to play guitar, just anything I could. And I knew Alabama sucked ass for all that. So I got the fuck out of
How old are you at this time? How old are you
when
at
I
this
left
time?
Alabama?
Yeah.
About 16, 17, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and you know, I did the natural transitions into Cannibal Corpse too, you know, with music that's available, the Marilyn Mansons, the White Zombies, you know, all that older 90s shit, you know, that you could get access to more easily until I was able to grab onto a couple death metal records. But yeah, once I started becoming a teenager, moved back to California, got into grindcore, because death metal was kind of complicated. You know what I mean? My brain just couldn't rap. I was like, yo, I'm just going to do grindcore because the guitar is really fucking easy. And the drummer's got to do all the goddamn work. You know what I mean? So, and then just from there, you know, I got into bands, you know, like Death and shit like that. And just as I, you know, practiced more and got better at the guitar and kind of understood, you know, more death metal-y type kind of stuff, you know, I just got into that at, you know, and that was like 18, 19, 20 around there. And now 36 now. And I just been hooked ever since.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Same age. So I'm feeling you at 16. It's the same exact thing. I was hearing that age seemed that 15, 16 type of age. That's like where things change and whatever you're exposed to at that time, you know, if you link onto that, I have a strong feeling that like you make a connection with something at that age, it's going to be with you. You're never going to forget about it. You know, like I'm going to be in my 60s and still listen to Cannibal Corpse. I guarantee it.
No,
I guarantee it.
I always wondered too. My 20s, like, it's probably just a phase. I'm gonna da 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 da. And then I was like, once I got around my 30s, it's like, nah, I think we're in this for forever.
Dude,
We're in
the way that I
forever
feel,
game.
and
I hate when people say that shit.
We've mentioned this fucking album so much, and for good reason. But I don't see myself ever saying, you know what, I'm done with Pierce from Within.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't ever feel myself ever being like, you know what, I'm done listening to that album. I'm never going to listen to that again. It's always been the one that I not the one, but one of the ones that I always fall back on. And I know I'm already creeping up on 40 and before we know it, we're still going to be fucking rocking out. We're telling our grandkids like, this is fucking cool.
Shout out to my homie Luca. I just came back from practice where he's there. He's got a fucking Pierce from Within tattoo. It's super
nice.
I got effigy on the back of my neck. I got the little alien guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's got the Pierce from Within guy all stabbed up and everything. It's super rad.
Sick.
Committed.
Committed. Exactly.
It is commitment, dude. I mean, what better band to commit to?
What's the record before the most recent Suffocation record?
The
Blood Oath?
It's got like a metal
Pinnacle
Cthulhu looking guy. Yeah, I like that one. That one's sick, dude.
That's an awesome record, man. It's so underrated.
I really like that one a lot.
Yeah. Super
I know
underrated.
everybody talks about old Suffocation. I'm like, yo, this record fucks.
I like the two new ones a lot. I listen to them all the time.
Yeah, there's still
yeah.
The Pinnacle was the one that I was like, this record is fucking a banger.
That was like the fun
awesome.
new Suffocation album. That was like the fun
one. Good new one, good production, new production values and stuff. I like that shit.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
So what's up? What about you, Mac? Where'd you start out?
Well, I kind of have a little bit of a weird transition to this. I'm pretty young, I'm only 24, so I'm still kind of just getting my bearings,
Mm-hmm.
I've only been doing this for maybe coming up on 5 years for vocals.
Wow.
How I started was, I guess I'll go back to when I was a kid. I never really had a transition period. Even as a little, I'm talking 3 or 4, I was listening to thrash. And then by the time I was 6, I was having the death metal callings, so I would hear.
Who exposed you to it that young?
So my brother is a big 90s guy. He played in some band, some cover bands and stuff, and he's pretty talented guitarist and singer or whatever. But he would just make me you know how you'd burn CDs back in the day. He used to just make me a bunch of mixtapes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, well, what do you want to listen to? And I remember just being Metallica, Lamb of God, shit like that. And then I came across Cannibal Corpse when I was 6, and I was like, all right, that's it. So I would just sneak around and listen to all kinds of shit. But yeah, it was them, Dying Fetus, the typical 90s old school type, and that's stuck with me ever since.
By the time you wanted to dig, it was much easier for you to dig, dude.
Yeah, and I kind of missed. Yeah, exactly. The internet was kind of already here. It was I was growing up right when MySpace was getting big, and it was kind of on the way out, and I was starting to see the progression of how the music industry was changing. Referring to social media networks and whatnot. And then how I got into, I guess, vocals is I started out as kind of a drummer and a saxophone player. I played some orchestras and whatnot, and, and then I started doing voice acting stuff, so characters, impressions, a lot of that kind of stuff, and I had a little bit of a knack for it. And then I just was like, shit, I like metal, why not just try vocals? And it kind of just, my now fiance, then girlfriend, was basically forced me to do a cover video. It was it's 2018. She was like, just make a video, you're good or whatever. And I was like, I don't even like my face on camera, She was like, just fucking do it. She's like, you better do it. I'll film it and I'll edit it. Just do it. I was like, all right, fine. And then it was immediately, it was just, it kind of,
What song did
kind of
you
worked
cover?
out. I did it was around the time when Shadow of Intent released Reclaimer. So she, my fiance even suggested, she was like, do that song. I think it's called The Catacombs. It's like, do that song that has, Dickie Allen and Jason Evans from Majested on it, do 3 different vocalists and, go over the top. I was like, fine. So I did it and it worked out. So
nice, dude.
It's really it, man. Nothing crazy. I just, I kind of missed what a lot of people have was that transition phase. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people have more time to get into this kind of stuff, and I just kind of got lucky to dive in head first. Like I missed the whole metalcore trend and that sort of thing. I kind of just missed all that.
That's probably better.
You also were like, but you were like raised like on social media, so how fast things like how fast we'll find out about new bands and stuff like that. We'll just you know, a new album comes out, boom, it's everywhere like immediately. Like you probably like were in high school when MySpace was going on and you could just go find band, because I remember like when MySpace, I was probably, you know, my early mid-20s when MySpace was kicking off, and I could just go down a rabbit hole of finding bands just off like the top 8 on there, you know, going like, okay, this band, you know, likes this band and they're friends with this band, so I'll check this band out. And just like you just find such a cool like back in the day it used to be like I would have to go on like these super like underground kind of like file sharing things to like find, okay, this guy has this thing, he likes Dying Fetus in this album, okay, cool, well, I'll see what he's got and I'll download all of his shit and like figure it out. But yeah, it must be like
I'd go off of magazines too, dude. Like getting SOD magazine, Metal Maniacs. I don't even know if Decibel was around then, but it was mainly SOD. SOD, if anybody doesn't know, it's a magazine that came out either biannually or quarterly or something, but they would print them up on dope, like thick paper. Everything was full color, and it would come with a compilation CD that they would work with on the release for work with a record label for that release. So you'd go buy the magazine, but it would come in a plastic bag that was also holding a CD. And so you'd get this CD and you'd just be, injected with all this new music from this one record label. Most of the time it was pretty shitty, but you'd be flipping through the magazine and all these other record labels were, taking out, half pages, full pages, and doing these little write-ups on all these bands that they would come. And dude, I found Canvas Solaris. I found, back in the day, Pig Destroyer was literally, I bought that on the cover, seeing the cover and then reading like a 2-second explanation of what style of music they were and who they sounded like and all this kind of shit. And that, I mean, with the internet and like you just said, Joel, going on to the file sharing thing, I never did that. Dan was the only one who did that. If I didn't have Dan Kenny, then I wouldn't have gotten any of that free music because I was too afraid to download a fucking virus onto my parents' computer, dude. I literally
it's not porn, I swear.
So I just let Dan do it to his parents' computer.
Yeah.
And we found,
No, the fact, Mac, that you started with Shadow of Intent, that's like such a new band. So like that being the first thing you cover, like that's like, I feel like they kind of are like the start of a new generation of metal bands because they're still independent and they're like trying the whole do everything yourself online independently thing. And so like that's when a lot of kids are going in at that age. That's the new dream, is to be like just completely independent, not on a label, but as big as them and like touring, headlining Europe tours and shit. Like, yeah. So that's an interesting way to get started for sure.
Shadow of Intent's independent. All that's independent.
Yeah.
I double checked today. Yeah, they're still independent.
Wow. It's independent, but they got some crazy connections because Chris is also in Currents, so they know everybody.
Gotcha. I mean, it makes me feel a lot better too. I mean, we've had even our age and like the 36, because Andrew's 36. What, Anthony, you're 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Casey's like a year or two older than us. It's back. You talked about like the Cal Decapitation episode. Sorry, I've been drinking. The Cal Decapitation episode where they used to have to go through like magazines and tape trading to find shit. Like they used to like, they were that into it. Where it was like they were going in the back of magazines to find shit and like trading tapes with people.
It's
like
no different than what I just said to Mac, dude. I'm the guy who's saying, "Oh, dude, we had to do it this way," and then you go back further, and they're like, "Well, dude, we had to do it this way," and you're just like, "Oh, dude, yeah, I like my way better."
I had to walk uphill into school with no feet.
I mean, to me, it's good and bad.
Both ways, no feet.
To me, it's good and bad. Like the internet's cool for finding stuff and blogs and groups, and that's great.
The internet is a beautiful place.
And
a disgusting, dirty place. And that
if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. Yeah,
I mean, this is great, obviously, right? But I mean, as far as like, I I guess the community and whatnot. I was like, I'm always the dude. I was like, I wish I grew up in the '90s so I could have saw all these bands I liked when they were young, or maybe I could have gotten in on, you know, sort of that style, I guess you would say. Not really genre because I'm in the genre, but you know what I mean. That wave. I just felt like, you know, my essence is more there, even though I'm a young, kind of a kid still, you know.
Same with our Professor Joseph.
I don't know. The new wave is sick. Like,
man,
my guitarist Beatty is 24 also. So like that generation is fucking shredding.
Musicians are really getting crazy, dude.
There's some old guy bands right now that, you know, sound like they're old guys. And I remember seeing them when they were, you know, our age, and holy fuck, dude, like, you know, they're the shit. So yeah, there's definitely, but I mean, that happens for everybody. You know what I mean? Oh, I wish I lived there in this time to see this band. You know, it's like, yeah, people are in their prime and then they get old as fuck.
Yeah, that happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So Andrew, I had a question about. I never got to see him, but Gary Busey, Amber Alert. How did that get together? Was that one of your first bands where you were?
That was Alterbeast. That is Alterbeast. Right?
So that basically just changed names.
It was just So we're the very deathcore thing going on, you know, with that name. So it was the second we got a chance to change it when we signed to Unique, it was like, hey, this is a perfect time to change this name. And then, you know how, I don't know, I mean, well, this is how it went for us. You know, you come up with 5 billion names and everyone's like, yeah, no, those names all suck. You know, that kind of shit. So it was like, that's how the Gary Busey thing was originally around anyway. It was just like a working title until we found a name that everybody could agree on, you know.
And like eventually go on tour with the Tony Danza tap dances.
Yeah. that's where I was like, hey, I want to play with Spawn of Possession, you know, those kind of bands, you know. I was like, I don't want to be, you know, not that there's anything wrong with those bands. A lot of those bands are, you know, especially with now that I've gotten older, you know, a tight band is a fucking tight band. And that's all that really matters. Like, I don't care what kind of, I mean, dude, I don't give a fuck if they're metal. It could be Whitney Houston rolls out there and we played with her. As long as she's tight, you know, we're
good. Music's good music.
You know? I'm going to, yeah. So that's just kind of where, you know, I'm at with all that. But yeah, man, just at the time it was like, hey, we think we're a death metal band. We want to be a death metal band. We want to play with death metal bands. You know, this name is definitely fucking that up. It is royally fucking that up. So, like, anybody that talked to us, like, oh, sick deathcore band, we're like, God damn it, like, you know, we're trying to be we want to be blast beats all the time, you know, nonstop.
I thought that was like a grind. When I first heard the name, I thought it was a grindcore band.
Yeah, it sounds grindy.
If grindcore would work a lot better for me, like go for deathcore, you know, like right out the gate, if you're trying to build a band, you know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, grindcore band sick, you know.
Probably another reason why there was like a band that I saw for opening for Guttural Secrete and Devourment and in Fresno, and their name was Nick Nolte. And so
Nick Nolte,
and it had Nick Nolte's like that, you know, that mugshot of him with his hair all sticking up.
Well, I like the old hardcore, what was it, punk band, Charles Bronson. They were sick.
Yeah.
The Nick Nolte one was super good though. It was like a beheaded Nick Nolte with his hair all crazy, and like the vein or the blood was coming down and like created Nick Nolte with like the blood. I literally got him mixed up because I was like, oh, he was in fucking Nick Nolte. I thought Gary Busey.
And this was just a record, or you actually got to see them and they crushed?
I saw them live. They were actually pretty fucking cool. I mean, that was
usually those grind bands are.
Yeah, it was the first show my buddy brought me. He was like, hey, dude, we're playing the show in Fresno, and I'm like, cool, I'll go check it out. And I'd never heard of slam as a genre at all until this.
Oh, it was like a slam band.
It was a slam. It was like Guttural Secrete, Devourment, Nick Nolte, like all these like bands and these slam bands. And I was so thrown off, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but like where like the breakdown would happen and everyone in the audience just did this. They did the and I was like, what the fuck's
They're
going
bouncing
on?
their whips.
Yeah, they were like
hip hop. It kind of is like a hip hop thing.
And this guy was standing behind me and was doing that. And he was kind of like humping me a little bit. And
yeah,
but
nice.
But then you go to our shows, you'd have Josh in the front row, like, oh, dude, yeah, shred, shred.
But this guy was like, he was doing like a thrust, so like his crotch area was like humping my ass area. And I was like, dude, what? Like, I don't know if I'm down with the slam stuff. I'm not a big fan.
The Slam Club or what, dude?
What year?
Just go get humped at
what
these
year
shows.
was that? What year was that show?
It's probably 2007 or 2007 or something like that.
In case he has to time travel, what year did you not get raped in? Fucking. In case I have to
that would have been
back.
a good year to see Devourment.
Don't go to 2001.
Yeah,
a lot of people were doing rape moves with gangster fucking leans.
Yeah, it's like hump. But I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was like everyone in the fucking audience was doing it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like 150 people were going like this.
It's choreographed.
I've seen that music videos.
Yeah,
I've seen Slam Dance.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, you were the one guy. You're like looking around at everybody like, wait.
I was like,
you were part of the Napster
what the fuck,
community where they were doing messages back and forth.
Dude.
Hip hop is a big scene, dude.
That's
definitely.
Well, that's kind of where the crossover is, Joseph. Right? Wouldn't you think that like a lot of the slam,
the aesthetic part for sure,
into hip hop, I would say.
Absolutely
I'm not saying I'm saying I'm a big hip hop fan. Like I started in hip hop.
Well, that's a new thing is like the music videos where like the band like rolls into the fucking house party and shit. Like that's so not death metal. That's like something else. But that's like a really common like fucking story of a music video now. Whatever.
Fucking own up in this bitch.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I'm kind of liking some of it for sure. Yeah.
So when did you change the name? When did that happen?
When we signed a unique leader, we'd already talked about it, long in advance. Like, hey, let's not stress it right now. We got a, band logo. We paid money for it, a bunch of bullshit. Just rock it on flyers, and so we can do shows. That kind of thing. But yeah, once we got signed, it was like, hey, that's a great time to change it. And, I think everybody came up with a bunch of names and everybody was like, yeah, all those names suck. And, Alterbeast is a suck name too, but, it's like,
I like
hey,
it.
Man, the band makes the name. And I think the only reason they wanted it, like Gabe and Rusty at the time, and I'm not sure who else was in the band, but I was like, we could put a werewolf, like a necrophagus, the fucking thing. And I was like, let's put a werewolf in there. And I think I like photoshopped something up real quick and just because I knew this was going to be a long drug out thing. And I was like, let's hurry this fucking shit up. And everyone's like, all right, that's a cool one. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck, as long as we sound good and make cool music, which I don't think we've ever done, but right. You try. So, and I was like, that's, the thing.
Oh, you sound like an artist, dude.
You just try to, it's like, hey, no matter what it is, as long as you make good music and shit, that's the final thing. No matter what the fuck you look like and all that other bullshit. I always like that about Cannibal Corpse too. When I like started seeing what they look like and shit, like you roll up to the show in your wife beater and your gray sweatpants and your flip flops and you got like some mustard stains, and you just fucking shred, dude. That's all that matters. And I was like, yo, that resonated with me hard.
I remember the first time I found out about you guys. Like, I was friends with Gabe and stuff before I moved to Sacramento, but I just kept seeing your logo everywhere, and I was like, you know what? I was sitting in my parking lot at my apartment complex in Sacramento, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking just throw this on because it's Sacramento band. I'm just gonna check it out. And I remember sitting in the car and just being like, and I texted Gabe. I was like, what the fuck, dude? This band's like from here. Like, what the fuck's going on? And he's all, yeah, dude. Like, they live like right like down the street from you. Like, I was like, well, this shit's just here, dude. Like, I was completely blown away.
You're being too kind.
No, seriously. No, I was like, you can ask Gabe. I was texting him like, what the fuck's up with Alterbeast? He's like, dude, I drunk.
That I used to catch you guys in Odious Fordham when I was like a spratting still fucking at the Pound and shit like that, which I know you guys talked about the Pound on some of these episodes and stuff like that. But yeah, I know we've talked about that before and shit and Decrepit Birth and all that kind of stuff.
Tell me some Pound stories, dude. So what's your favorite show that you went to the Pound when you went to the Pound? Well,
so remember some of those old guys that we were talking about? No, let's not do that. Oh, I don't want to. I mean, dude, I guess they're cool dudes. Like Deicide used to just fucking come through there and just fuck face, bro. You know what I mean? Nile used to come through there and just destroy. I remember seeing like Behemoth on the Demigod tour. This was hilarious. It's like they're like playing middle of this show or something. They come out, they set up all their own gear, and fucking then they leave, and it's like packed. Like 15 minutes go by. They like did everything. I think they like sound checked too. Maybe they didn't. They come back. They got their corpse paint on and shit. So they like everything. Instead of just putting the fucking corpse paint on to begin with, just coming out there, setting your own gear up, because you're behemoth, 5 records ago or whatever the fuck, not where they are now and shit. But yeah, no, I found it funny. I was like, they set all this shit up and they just took off. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then I remember being like a Deeds of Flesh show where like, what's their old bass player's name? Jacoby. He got punched in the face while they were playing.
Yeah, we played that show.
I think you guys are there. I think that was one of the shows I seen you guys. I was just like smitten with Odious Mortem when I was seeing you guys back then. I'm like, God damn, this band. Like where you're talking about seeing Alterbeast, which fuck you, Joel. That's untrue that we're any good. But I remember seeing you guys at Odious Mortem back then. I was just like, holy shit, son. And it was a real eye opener for me. And a lot of that stuff, seeing Severed Savior and those bands back then really, blew my mind's eye wide open.
Yeah, when you were watching what Severed, the possibilities I was also a fan of Severed. I was only a fan of Severed at that time. So being in the crowd and watching with Dusty and Mike, that was a killer. The specific show there's footage still on YouTube with Mike on guitar. They played
Gilbert.
Yeah,
and Dusty
played Servile. They played Servile, and they played Inverted and Inserted, like early versions of it. Yeah, and dude, that was like,
is that the one that they have the song "Skull Fuck Crescendo" or something?
It's aborted.
Is that aborted?
Yeah. But you're pretty similar. There's probably something similar in there.
It's a difference.
No. Severed's famous for Fecalphiliac. God.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of good ones, dude. I smoked too much weed. I can't remember all the shit from back in the day, but yeah, those are some good years, man. And I watched when Joel had told me about this, he sent me the Trevor and the Cattle one, and I remember like Trevor talking about some of this kind of stuff about the Pound and all those golden years, and he's like, "You guys didn't know how you have it," and I was like, "We did have it very nice." Those are good times, man.
Definitely. And even in Sacramento, like when living there for the short period of time compared to every other place in California, it would be like, Gabe would be like, "Hey, there's a show." When I first moved there, like, "Hey, there's a show at on the Y or something." And I'd be like, whatever. It's a Tuesday. I'll check it out.
Ooh,
and like
on the Y, dude. Fucking
yeah.
Shout out. I played a bunch of times there. Yeah.
Yeah. Just be like a sold out show though.
I just love how it was just, we take the bar. Bands get whatever the door is. They kept it cheap. It wasn't a great sound system. You had to be a clean band if you wanted to sound sick. But dude, so many cool bands would come through there. Like, if you weren't a big band, like there's a good chance you got to come through there, which back in the day was sick for Sacramento, man. So totally. On the Y.
And the support was always stacked.
Those guys were so really many sick bands. Awesome.
We always got like outclassed by the openers, like so many sick bands from there.
No, there's a lot of good bands. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of good bands from that era of just opening around here. I mean, I was always, a little bitch about shit because I'm like, not enough blasting, like I'm like, I just, I wanted like black metal, death metal, stuff like that. So I'm like, there was a lot of those bands. Couple, like, and most of us have jammed together at some point in time, kind of thing.
Well, Sacramento just is like I've brought it up like on probably every episode about how fucking like that is a fucking good market, man. Like right now, I think it's probably the best.
I was going to move that into thinking like, why are these pockets happening? And we talk about these venues that everybody has these, nostalgic connections to. They really miss these places, and it built communities and all this stuff. So it's like, is it the venue? Or is it the area?
Probably both a little bit. Yeah, it's like going to shows. Yeah, going to shows at the Pound and stuff. Like we were just little kids getting to watch like crazy fucking bands. Like just,
you remember how when you'd open a record back in when you were a kid and you'd read the lyrics and there's just like that magic we were talking about earlier on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what kids are getting nowadays too, and we're just old men,
We would read all the liner notes, all the thanks lists. I read it all, dude.
So, I remember seeing shows of the Pound. It was like really magical, and like I said, it opened a lot of, like really made me want to do death metal and stuff like that for sure. places like On the Y in Sacramento that we were fortunate enough to get really cool bands that, you know, a lot of places don't get, you know what I mean? We'd get a lot of cool bands that would come from like overseas, from like Japan and stuff like that, just because they're trying to do a couple shows outside of San Francisco, you know what I mean? Which was awesome.
Totally.
Hey, I saw
you get some cool shit.
I saw Alterbeast on this. Actually, can I share this screen right now with this flyer? This is the first time I saw you guys at this Conducting from the Grave release.
Wow.
Oh, with Fallujah, dude, and Soma Ross, our old drummer's other band with well, I don't think, was he in Conducting from the Grave, Spencer?
I don't remember,
the
but
other band he had.
That EP that this band put out was like one of the sickest things when it came out. That was insane.
No, dude, Spencer and Flint together fucking were like epic, bro.
Yeah.
Flint. Yeah.
So, goddamn, so Conducting from the Grave is a really popular band from Sacramento. There's another band from Sacramento, and like I said, this is my age and me being a burnout. I can't remember the name. But Spencer played guitar for this band, and they were really sick. And the record he worked on was really fucking phenomenal. And it's not like a death metal record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember even being a young guy hearing it, being like, yo, this is fucking sick. Like, you know. So, God damn, I wish I could remember. I'm sorry, Spencer. I wish I could remember the band. But yeah. So, and then Flint Marshall played with Spencer in another band called Cyanide Error, and they were super fucking sick. I remember seeing them as a pup. And then I played with Mucous Membrane, which I guess had some, at some point, dudes from Dying Fetus allegedly, and some of those kind of Baltimore fucking type bands, that East Side area, that Washington area. Maybe it was like Misery Index dudes too or something. Mm-hmm. Now that allegedly, I don't remember, you know, that's what I was told or whatever. But because I remember the main guy from Mucous Membrane was from out there, but Flint was in there. Scooby from fucking, he's in Possessed right now. He's a guy from Woodland. That's how I knew him when I lived in Woodland. Scooby, or Claudius Creamer, I guess his name is. Maybe some people know him from that. Dude, the guy shreds insane. Chris Dan from this band called Bled or Dismal Lapse, which I know Dismal Lapse is a terrible band name, but this band fucked hella hard, dude. Totally. So it was like this super group lineup, and I had weaseled my way in on bass at some point in time, you know, and I forgot where we were going with that, but yeah, I had a really
Dismal Lapse. I had a Dismal Lapse shirt that I wore on like pretty much every tour that Chris gave me a long time ago, because Chris was always invited to his house and like make you a bunch of fucking food, because he's like a chef, right? He's like a legit chef.
He's the shit. And there was like 3 of them, and I loved all those guys. They were fucking clean musicians, you know what I mean? And they're like lived in Auburn, where there wasn't a lot of anything. You'd be lucky to get a metal band, let alone a clean fucking death metal band that would book shows out there all the time too at his house, and he did sound like, dude, shout out to that
underground layer.
That dude is the fucking shit. Yeah,
he had like an underground layer, right?
Yeah.
No, I still watch his, like, he owns like a fancy ass restaurant in like downtown Sacramento.
Localis, I think it's called. Yeah,
Localis. Yeah.
I don't know what's happened with it during the pandemic, if they're still open and shit. But yeah, he went full hard in the food. I see that motherfucker on the news and shit. It's crazy, bro.
Dude, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and you know, pre-pandemic, he used to post about the restaurant all the time, and that dude is making art with food, bro. That guy is real deal. I've seen his food.
He's always been like that kind of dude. You know what I mean? Which is really cool.
I'm kind of like a lurker on his shit. Like, yo, I want to get out to Sacramento and eat this dude's food. I might have even messaged him like, yo, whenever I come out there, dude, I got to get in there, dude. But then,
dude, I think I was getting fired, and I like messaged him. I was like, yo, let me come wash dishes for you. And he just like left me on red. Yeah. Like, you know, like, please, sir, continue have a fucking morsel, you know, kind of shit.
No, he would have like death. He tried to have at Localities or whatever. He'd have like death metal nights in the beginning. He was like having like
what?
Like death. Yeah, he was having like people. He was like trying. He was hitting me up when I was living out there.
If I want to, I remember a video. Maybe even him. Even it's so funny that I remember all this stuff. And Chris is probably like, "How the fuck does Anthony remember all the?" If he ever listens to me saying this, but I remember him wearing like a Dying Fetus shirt while he was cooking and doing a video, and I'm like, and he's serving this food that is like, looks like it's fucking top shelf, dude. Like it's art with food, dude. And the way he explains his ingredients, I'm like, how the fuck? I would not even know any of that, you know?
He travels like all over the world and shit to like get like ideas and shit.
That's how you do it. That's how you
He's
do
a beautiful man for sure.
Hell yeah. Shout out Chris.
Yeah, Chris my
Barnum.
And when Localis opens up, if any of you motherfuckers are around, get some.
I think that's his correct last name. Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Chris
high.
Barnum.
So am I, dude. That's why we're talking.
I'm really,
about
really high.
So am I, dude. That's why we're talking about food so much right now.
Fucking Death Metal Ramsey, fucking Chris.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. So where were we in the story? Fucking the pound, blah blah. So you released that first album on Unique Leader.
Yes, sir. We did Immortal.
Yeah, which is fucking amazing. Fuck you. It's amazing. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, dude. I think Feast is I know people they think it's technical and stuff, but I'm working on some technical stuff right now for the new Alterbeast, so I'm sure they'll be happy with that. But yeah, I mean, we were just trying, our best. We didn't know a lot of stuff. I didn't understand a lot of things, how things worked, let alone, note value, time signatures, let alone how to record, how to, all this kind of bullshit that, a young pup doesn't know, and we gave our best effort, and I'm happy with how it turned out for that.
Who recorded Immortals? Who recorded that?
The first one.
Zach's done both our records.
Okay.
Oh no! I'm sorry. Bart Williams originally did the guitars, the bass. We did like drum machine with him, and vocals we did with the guy who did earlier Rings of Saturn records. Bob. He's based out of Sacramento. I think it's Mahamanus record, recording or something. It's in the South Sac jam spot place. He records out of there. And then, but to finalize everything, we finally tracked Gabe's drums with Zach, and then reamped all the guitars, bass, all that kind of bullshit, and had Zach, do all his signal chain bullshit on the vocals. And that's, Immortal, what you're hearing. And then as far as Feast goes, we all were kind of recording everything at home and just sent it all to Zach. You know what I mean? Let him do the reamps, let him do, all the processing, and we just give him a demo template, like delays here, does this, and just make sure things sound good. So people will be like, when they go to reference it, they're not so put away, put off that they can't even reference to see what you did. You know what I mean? They're like, it's, I hate you, kind of thing. So I just wanted to make sure that happened, demo wise. And I'm hoping with this new thing, when we send people demos, we do what I know a lot of every musicians do. You can't tell who recorded this is the question you get asked when you show the person the demo. That's the goal when we make demos for the new one. Who made this for you guys? Who engineered this? And we did it. You know what I mean? But we'll still go to so and such, to do all the reamps and all that kind of stuff like normal. You can't beat all that real tube shit and, somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing and all that crap.
Totally. So Mac, I definitely feel like oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say where the lyrics come from and who writes them.
You're looking at them. I write. I've never even. I think let's see. I worked on 4 albums last year.
Damn.
And I'm 3 deep already, and it's fucking April. I pretty much I don't really ever write collaboratively. Like I'll exchange ideas and themes and whatnot, but when it comes to like writing the song, it's never like, me being a prick about it. It's just, I'm always given the reins, and I don't know. I'm kind of a quick writer. I'm not one of those people to really ponder a lot. I ponder over the themes, and then it just flows pretty well. But lyrics, it's very I write a lot of thematic type stuff, concepts. So it's easier to write. It's like having an outline for an essay, and then you can just kind of, the lyrics flow. You know what I mean? But I already have a theme for the new Alterbeast stuff. Nice. It's just a matter of whenever, I get to writing it. But I'm pretty stoked about it. I like to do some weird type stuff. So hopefully it'll be good.
Where do you find your inspiration for writing?
It just depends. Sometimes it's never like anything super specific. I mean, the only really specific thing is my newer band. It's like a side project called Hammer of Dawn. It's like a Gears of War based band. But other than that, it's kind of like whatever hits me, whether it's philosophical or if it's not necessarily sci-fi, but a lot of philosophy type stuff.
Yeah, are you just walking through the day and then all of a sudden something comes, you got to put it in your phone?
Yeah, sometimes.
For later.
Yeah.
Or do you go and say, okay, this is going to be my time. I'm going to sit down. I'm really going to just put pen to paper and see what comes out.
Sometimes. I'm definitely a person that I overthink a lot of stuff. It's kind of like I got 10 TVs turned on in my head, all in different channels, and I can't turn any of them off. Like I lost the remote. So I'm always just shitting ideas out, whether I remember them, whether I write them down. So ideas are never scarce. It's just the good ones are never, it's rare that you get a really good one that you're like, I want to put some work into that,
Mm-hmm.
So you're like mixing up like Walking Dead with like Price is Right and shit?
Basically. Yeah, exactly. Spin the wheel with no arms type shit,
It's the arm thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
You could do some like technical vocals, like you did like a Nile cover and a Archspire cover, like that infamous Archspire Remote Tumor Seeker shit.
I'm not sure I don't know. Don't hold me to this, but I think I did the first Archspire vocal cover. I did Seven Crowns like 3 years ago. I haven't seen another one before that. So hopefully that's my record. I don't know. But I like to do a lot of speed technical stuff. I'm sure I'll put some of that in the Alterbeast stuff if it calls for it.
Okay.
I hope so. Please do.
Yeah, man.
Like quick tongue shit you're talking about?
Yeah, like basically rapping,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have?
Essentially.
Are you into hip hop? Do you get any? Are you done with any MCs that do that kind of stuff?
I mean, of course, like the bigger time stuff, like Tech Nine and stuff. Of course,
oh hell
always.
Yeah.
I like underground stuff too.
Well versed in that quick tongue shit.
Yeah, I'm not like a super savant when it comes to hip hop. I mean, I have a few artists that give me inspiration, but I can't say I'm not super well educated on it by any means. I don't know why fast stuff.
Don't worry, dude. I'm not trying to bring you.
Call him out.
Definitely don't want me to take you into a 15-minute hip hop conversation.
Calling me out.
Relax,
buddy.
I think for me, speed vocals, it's like a game of can I keep up with drums? That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Which is funny. It's like I know a lot of metal vocalists that do that kind of stuff are into hip hop and rap. And there's some artists that I like, but I'm not, most of the stuff I listen to is like classical and jazz, and then I'll listen to metal. But it's like me just trying to keep up with the instrument. It's like, I wonder if I can literally fucking scream as fast as
you become a percussion instrument yourself.
Yeah. That's where most of it comes from, is percussion. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Would you say the first like speed like death metal like vocals was that Spawn of Possession?
No.
Was that like Church of Deviants and shit?
Probably Cannibal Corpse, dude. Corpse Grinder does speed vocals.
I mean, just like speed, like the. Oh yeah, you're right. Cannibal definitely does that too.
Yeah.
And I'm
even
sure,
I
mean,
think
from where we sit right now,
yeah.
with a few alcoholic drinks in our mind or in our bellies,
in our minds,
we can't definitely we're not going to be able to figure out who done it, but I think that there's definitely plenty who done it. You know
I think Joel, I think you're right though. I think the first like real percussive like Archspire prototype vocal type stuff. I think I have a Spawn of Possession.
Because Spawn of Possession
is bleeding too.
Well, Dennis was the singer on Cabinet, and he was the singer.
Yeah,
he was the singer and drummer. I mean,
he was the singer and the singer, dude.
He was the singer and the singer, dude.
And the singer, no fucking way, bro.
Dude, he drummed and he hit drums, dude. Well, like no, he
same with Visceral. Same with Visceral, right?
Yeah, Visceral, dude. Visceral definitely the same thing.
Am I saying it wrong? You say Visceral?
Oh, Visceral?
Yeah. Visceral bleeding. I say Visceral bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, right, I think I would say the first speed vocals would have to be like, I don't know, like kind of that first couple Corpse Grinder albums of Cannibal Corpse is the first time I've heard it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I remember. I think the Church of Deviants, and actually, to be honest, once I toured with Whitechapel, hearing Phil did some shit where I was like, Jesus Christ, man!
Yeah,
Like,
Phil's
you're going
fast
at
too.
us. Yeah, he's going like at whatever 190 or something, going like, but he's like enunciating every word. I can hear every word that he's saying. When we toured with him, I would just watch him every night and be like, all right, can you hit this motherfucker? Like, what do you? And he would just nail it. I was like,
Phil's
damn.
He's a monster, dude.
Yeah. No, he's insane, man.
Up to a certain
totally
tempo,
insane.
I got it, but then after real fast, dude, I can't do it. I could do it more so with rapping easily because I used to rap all the time and I did like that quick tongue, but with the death, putting the extra oomph of making it a growl and then doing it,
that's hard. Yeah.
It's definitely something that you got to train, and I just didn't do enough training.
I think it's easier too if you have your own lyrics.
Yeah.
Your lyrics, it's a lot easier. That's something I figured out. Like the latest Croesus record, there's a song, it's about 260, and I think the vocals are probably around 180 or 190. And I actually comes kind of easily because I wrote it. And I was like, okay, I know what consonants and what syllable count I need, and I know what I can do, or what specific, I don't know, pronunciations come easier to me than, sometimes it's hard, reading other people's stuff is hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it.
I was going to say, actually, I have no idea what I was going to say. Never mind. So let's move on. I was something else about the fucking. That's what it was. Up to a certain tempo. I'm also a vocalist, and I'm not saying this about your stuff or anybody else's stuff. I'm just saying I want my stuff to be as understood as I could possibly make it, and my message, quotations, is more important than like getting a bunch of shit in one song too. So it's like I put the wanting, and I'll still I like to find cool rhythmic quick tongue stuff that I can add in there, but it's just like I also, the message is first, the words are first, and I as long as I can enunciate them as best possible with my voice, that's the most important.
That's a good question. Ask here. Do you do the phrasing first or the lyrics first?
I write lyrics first. Lyrics are first.
I like to do phrasing first and sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just depends what you're writing.
Totally.
For Tech Death, obviously, I'm probably phrasing first because it's very percussive. The more because I'm more and more into black metal every day. It's probably my favorite genre now. It's like the more stuff I write like that, it's lyrics first.
Phrasing was actually much helped by Mr. Casey Howard over here with me on the new album. We
oh nice.
I wrote tons of shit, and Casey helped me a lot with finding parts that there'd be parts where I'm like, I have no idea. There's songs where I did my own shit too, but Casey definitely helped me put a lot of my words to the music because it's his music. So.
Dude, as a guitar player who's has to wear other hats, man, it's always a beautiful thing when a vocalist needs help phrasing and they have too many lyrics as opposed to too little lyrics,
I definitely
which is a common thing.
Fat, dude.
Motherfucker came to a 6-minute song with a 3-sentence paragraph. You know what I mean? You're like, come on, man.
I actually took it really listening to comedians talk about how they write their jokes and stuff, and how every word has to count. And if it doesn't count, then cut it. Cut the fat. That's what, and I took that and actually put it into like my writing style, and I actually figured out a way to make it kind of weird and cool to where I'm not necessarily going by all the rules in the English language, but it actually still totally metaphorically makes sense and rhythmically works with the music too.
No, that's the fucking most important part. Sounds sick. You know what I mean? And if you hear it, it's like, to each their own on interpretation. You know what I mean? So
most definitely.
When you read it, you're like, yeah, that resonates with me and sounds sick as fuck. So you did a good job if you did that.
Cheers.
To me, the more matured my taste gets, it's like I don't need a ton of tones and a lot of it's cool when you see a vocalist that's just balls out and you're like, oh yeah, he's a beast. But to me, it's like the more straightforward stuff kind of hooks me more now. You know, I mean, it always. I mean, I guess I started out as like a actual musician playing saxophone and learning classical arrangements and stuff. So I always felt that way. But I just find the more music I listen to now, it doesn't have to be like over the top vocally. You know what I mean? The simpler stuff sticks with me if it's done well. If it's not done well, then you're like, it's not that great. But you know,
yeah. One of the sickest things is when you like write music and then give it to like a vocalist and they come up with like vocals over your song that you didn't think of, and they like make it sick in a new way.
Yeah, a lot better
to it. And then that's like the coolest feeling when like someone takes your music and changes it that way.
That's when everybody's dime bag. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the bass player's hella sick. Oh, the vocalist got the shit. Oh, it came back way sicker than I could have ever imagined. You know, that's what you want, man.
It's the best.
So Matt, you said you were a saxophone. Are you still active saxophone player right now?
It's been a few years, man. It's been like 3 years now.
Really? I didn't even know he played saxophone. I'm gonna have him program some Alterbeast sax now. That's a hot shit. And fucking cash grab that shit, baby.
If I had one, I mean, I could get one. I could still play. I could still read. You know, nice. I'd have to just get the old cycle breathing and dynamics back.
Oh, we're scummy. We do all MIDI notes, so you don't even have to play that shit.
Don't worry about it. Would you play alto, tenor, Barry?
Alto, yeah. Nice. I would have loved to play tenor. I just didn't have the opportunity.
I'm a dummy. I want to know what cycle breathing is. That made my ears perk up when you said cycle breathing.
Cycle.
Oh, so, the circle
I understand that cycle, but like what makes it a cycle? Like if you're playing the sax, what makes it a cycle? You know, like you're obviously having the time you're breathing for. It all depends on what you're playing, I guess, really, because you got to have the. I see some sax players still playing notes as they're inhaling. So that's what I want to know. I want to know like how long does a breath last into a saxophone before you have to start blowing into it again?
So woodwind instrument too, right?
Yeah, it's woodwind, exactly. This is not a professional definition. It's just the best way I can explain it. For me, when it comes to cycle breathing, it's essentially I'm counting. I usually count by like, you know, the traditional like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi type, you know, very not a real unit of measurement. Just something to keep my mind on actually breathing. And essentially when I'm holding the note, I'm counting how many breaths I'm taking in through my nasal passages, and it kind of it essentially refuels my tank, if you will, and then I can put that right back in a note. I think at one point I could hold a note for, it was like almost 2 whole minutes. You know,
damn.
Yeah, you could do some crazy shit with that.
Doesn't Kenny G like hold the record? Isn't like eight or
10 minutes?
So. I mean, it's literally your lungs are the bag on an airbag. Your lungs are the bag on a bagpipe. That's what it is.
I just think of it like snorkeling, kind of. It's like, you know, you're breathing. It's like you're not sucking in literal water, but you have in your breathing as you're also exhaling. It's the same concept, really.
Trip.
Yeah, I never learned how to do it. Yeah, totally never even learned at all. So I'm impressed.
So when you play sax, Joseph, what do you do?
I mean, you just blow out and then you take a breath without it on your lips and then play another note. It's just,
that's okay.
There's nothing wrong with doing that.
I played trumpet
that's
at
pretty,
one point in my life.
That's 99% of how you play sax. Yeah, there's
no, I'm not saying it's the wrong way, right? I'm literally being the dummy that you guys are.
I could probably play like 20, 30 seconds long without having to learn how to cycle breathe. Yeah, you can go pretty long on a good deep breath.
A reeded instrument's easier than blowing in like a tuba or a trumpet or something like that.
Absolutely. Flute's the hardest.
Theory.
Flute,
calling it a woodwind means the reed.
Yeah,
no. Well, a flute's a woodwind too, is right, and there's no reed on that. Yeah.
Right.
Well, a saxophone has a reed, so you're like blowing, like that. But the trumpet thing, it's like a fucking little metal fucking nipple,
mouthpiece.
Reverse nipple deal. Yeah, and you got to blow hard into that.
You got to buzz your lips,
dude. That shit, will blow your face out. So
you see the dudes who've been playing for years, and like
easier to
their
do
cheeks
that.
are all like stretched out to their because they've just been blowing on them for
got
years.
Gillespie. Yeah.
You got Gillespie.
That's the thing about like saxophone. You can control it. You can control the reed, directly with your tongue. But it's like trumpet, and the brass. It's all lips, dude. That's hard. It's hard.
That shit makes my nose itch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude.
It's tough, man.
Dude, it's just so fucking bad. I'm like, I don't know. How to
Is it possible to play trumpet with a mustache, or is it like?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's in the nose that makes it fucking itch.
You got to put like petroleum jelly on your mustache when you play.
Make sure it's
to make the seal just like you're snorkeling, dude. That's what you really got to do.
You definitely look cooler.
Those goggles, they leak if you have a mustache, dude.
Yeah,
so every time I go out to Hawaii, dude, I got to put like chapstick in my mustache to make the seal, so I don't have water coming into my fucking goggles.
That's
Vaseline glue up.
If we're using the snorkel metaphor, I'm sure it's going to work the same with the trumpet, dude. You got to seal the deal, dude.
Yeah.
It's a pro tip right there.
But yeah, dude, saxophone
seal
and metal,
the deal.
Dude. Bring
everybody out there and playing trumpet.
Yeah. Saxophone and metal is super sick, and
my kids are
sax and trumpet and other brass is like unexplored still. Like not a lot of people are doing it yet. But saxophone's starting
a lot of behemoth, all the symphonic black metal stuff has it. You know, the big everybody, the brass included with the fucking violins and the cellos.
Have like tuba and shit. You know.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing the sax.
They definitely have it in that. You know, dim you fucking shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of stuff.
Sax is becoming definitely a very popular instrument in death metal. Like it's, I'm
assuming the Flesh God and all that shit, those kind of big, orchestra bands have all that shit in there. Which I would love to do too, but
it's more like a wall of sound in that case,
It's hard to do a lot of notey shit and then a bunch of that shit on top of it. It's like easier if you have more simplistic stuff from what I've heard, that things that I thought that worked from other bands. Yeah. But I mean, dude, there's plenty of places. It's just like, it's weird to have just everybody's playing, regular, 2 guitars, bass, drums, vocals, and all of a sudden out of nowhere for one riff, you have this crazy symphony. You gotta like have it kind of in there all the time, low key at least or somewhere, to make it work. So I think that's kind of a trick too. If you want to make super tech death metal riffs and keep a stacked orchestra with everything in it.
I think Symbolic are kind of doing that right now on their new one.
Dude, Alan's band Symbolic? Holy shit, bro. Dude, he brought over a song and let me listen to it, and he had like used a lot of the plugins from the UAD thing, and which had me stoked because I had bought one. But that thing fucked so hard, bro. It was like Flesh God Apocalypse and Necrophagusty kind of fucking shit. You know what I mean? It was really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah,
another fucking, and shout out to the Apollo fucking interface fucking and the plugins on that, because he's like, that's what I used on this. I was like, holy fuck, dude, this sounds like, where'd you record this? That thing we were talking about earlier, hey, where did you make this? He's like, I did this at home. You're like, holy fuck, dude.
Nice. Dude, that Apollo interface it's legit, man. That's that UA Apollo. I got one, but I bought like from Sweetwater. I was like, I'm gonna get the floor model, and it was just all fucked up and like totally sucked. And so like I got this like sour taste in my mouth from it, and I was like, dude, I can't. I'm just gonna go back to my stupid fucking Scarlet. Like I don't, I can't do like because you have to go through the Apollo, you have to go through their software first, then to your DAW, right?
Mac, where you at? It's getting pretty late out. And where are you now, dude?
I'm in Virginia. It's midnight.
Oh shit.
Fuck yeah,
dude, I totally thought you were in Zach,
yeah, I thought you were in
I'm
California.
fucking exhausted.
Fucking rock star. He's like, you guys.
I got up at 5 o'clock this morning.
Damn.
It's midnight.
Nice.
I'm not bitching. I don't care, honestly. So,
Well,
thanks
happy
for giving us that late night time, dude.
Thanks
Let's
for
go out
being
in
cool.
Virginia, dude. Yeah, what's the beer out there, dude?
Yeah.
Fucking Paps is from Richmond, I believe. So if you're that type, get some Paps.
Not that time.
I am not.
I'm webcamming now.
There's a good
That's a no for me.
there's a good local beer called I think it's called shit. What is it? I can't even remember. God damn. Sorry. Too tired. I can't remember.
Where did we even leave this off?
We're talking about what were we talking about? Fuck.
Fucking werewolves.
What you guys want to say before you get too beat out there, like just how you would want to promote your new shit or talk about whatever you wanted to make sure you talk about, And then
well,
after
I'm in
that,
California with you guys, or some of you guys. I'm not sure how many of you are in California, but yeah, Max in Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I don't know. Go Max, the front guy. So tear it up, buddy.
Well,
do your thing.
Well, I guess since it's an Alterbeast episode, I'll address that. We are currently writing our third release, or better, I would say Andrew is currently writing our third release. I help a little bit, but he's the mastermind. We are, getting together opportunities and trying to compose some stuff. I'm also working on my side project's second record. I actually just recorded today for it, even. The new Croesus album is done also. We just signed to another label, so I can talk about that more later, when I'm allowed, and then I might be starting another band, and I might be managing some bands, so I'm fucking all over the place.
Busy boy.
I'm a busy boy, man. But yeah, man, I'm super stoked. A lot of things are going to be pretty awesome. I'm not working on anything that I feel is like mediocre. It's like everything I'm doing is cool, and I'm like pretty excited about that. That's really all I got to say, man. We're just we're working on the record. We're trying to chip away when we can, dodging the obstacles that are being thrown at us, and we're gonna make some kick-ass shit. That's about it.
Nice, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys got songs in the bag for the next one?
Yeah, we got some
Pretty
stuff.
much.
I'm gonna do some sevens. We're having 7-string guitars on this, and yeah, we're gonna try to just go for the fences with throwing everything and the kitchen sink as far as like making it insanely technical, multiple solos every fucking song. Also amazing, just fun riff parts. After going technical for days and intros, outros, symphony shit, like. Just trying to put everything that we humanly can, as long as it's tasteful, in there.
It's like anything that someone would like about the first two records amped up, like 200%.
Yeah, definitely that. Both technical and fun, and sick riffs and everything, and trying to up the ante, make it more necrophagous, all those kind of things bands want to do.
Nice.
Make it more necrophagous-y, dude.
Yeah.
Is there a live drummer or who might be doing the recording?
Gabe Sieber said he's gonna handle it for us. So, and he lives here in town with me. So, and we have like a lot. I'm not gonna say it's like on the necrophagous level, because we always try and every band wants to do that, but there's a lot of complicated time signatures from just like the stuff I've been working on. So I'm hoping that him being close, we can work on those things and be like, oh, what does this work? What would you do here? Oh, should I change this? As we're making the writing process, as opposed to what a lot of bands have to do, where it's send it, 1,000 miles away to dude on the internet. And, he just kind of plays to it, as opposed to, getting to work and flesh out some ideas and, that kind of stuff. Possibility stuff, as opposed to this is the final, and put drums to it.
Dude, I wish I lived in Sacramento so I could get to jam with the fucking homies out there. Like,
oh, dude, well, hit me up, bro. I live with two dudes. We just chill in a house all day with the pool. I just try to play guitar all the time when I'm not at work. So,
yeah, I was out there before Joel. Joel, did you move to Sac in like 2016 or something? How's your audio? Okay.
Fuck, no, I did. I don't know. I probably sound like a pile of shit. But
no, you don't.
Sounds fine, bro.
Oh my god, it's popcorning so bad I can't stand your voice.
We had a little technical difficulties.
No, that would never.
Yeah. No, yeah, I lived out there. I moved for a second. In 2011 for like 9 months. I lived out there. Then 2016, 2019.
Yeah, I was there 2013 to 2016. So
Jesus. Yeah, so we just missed that. Yeah.
Well, in Davis, but we basically tag team that area for sure. And
yeah, for sure. No, it's next level out there. I think it's it's definitely some of the best death metal in the United States going on is in Sacramento, and it's this very competitive like little group of fucking bands out there. That's you got Symbol. Yeah, I've mentioned a million times. Alterbeast. To me, Alterbeast is probably the head of the class. Fuck you, Andrew. Oh, look at
No,
him.
I think we're the worst, but I mean, dude, all of these guys who are doing it, they're so
What up?
awesome guys. You know what I mean? They're the fucking kings. Like Casey and Gabe and Kennedyville, Alan and Symbolic, Michael and Eloy. Like, dude, Eloy's such a phenomenal fucking guitar player and shit. I mean, they have Jared who plays in Rivers of Nile, which they had another band, Enslaved Creation, had Chris from Archaic. Like, dude, it's this fucking whole thing, and all these dudes are so fucking sick, bro. It's crazy. Like, I'm definitely not on par with a lot of those guys, but I love, I just love to play guitar, and making metal and shit and that kind of stuff. So, and I like doing anything that we can, when you learn something new, you get to try it out on the next thing. I like stuff like that. So.
We've been talking about community and all that stuff. Like, when did you guys feel you were part of like a scene, like a real group of bands and creators that like we're all doing the same thing at the same time in the same spot?
Well, like I said, I've been in numerous bands before this one, and a lot of them were really cool. Mucus Membrane was a really cool band, and there was a lot of sick bands like those Dismal Lapse type bands and all those other bands around there. Fallujah was like in high school still at this time kind of thing. And then before that, when I was like a real spratting, I played in this woodland band with this dude, Mark Dixon, who played drums on like Plague Widow, with Hal, who did like Slaughterbox stuff. If you guys know that band, who was really sick and shit from the area. Like, so there was always cool other bands that I was lucky enough to get to fucking wallflower around, or get to, play bass in, or get to play guitar in for, brief moments of time, and, get to be around these cool ass motherfuckers who knew what the fuck they were doing, or at least to me, I was like, hey, these guys got, the Isle of Tigre and all that kind of bullshit. I want to, you want to be into that shit, you got to be around people like that kind of thing. So I was really happy to get to know all these dudes and shit growing up.
Do you guys have like an older generation that kind of like took you under your wing up there, Zach?
Yes, like the Chris Dan dudes, the Tom Persons from Mucus Membrane, the Scooby Kramers, even when they were like hard drill sergeant dudes, like Flint Marshall will fucking, I mean, anybody who's worked with him knows he'll ride your fucking ass, dude. Fucking, fuck around. You know what I mean? Like, so there's always dudes, we were in our early 20s or, early teenage years or whatever. And there was those guys who were in their late 20s or 30s, who were, the severed saviors of the area, the Spencers of the area, that kind of thing, So that was always cool. And then there's always been, a competitive thing. And I think, with age, a lot of people start realizing, healthy competition's great. When you're a kid, you're just like, a dumbass, so it's just real competitive. You're like, oh, I want to be the best, fuck this motherfucker, and then, you get older, you're like, all that shit's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I heard you guys talk about in other episodes, healthy competition and things like that, which is always great. You know what I mean? Everybody, making better shit for the better of the community and all that kind of stuff. So that's sick. And
yeah, dude, there's nothing better than someone just saying your music is sick. Sorry. Dude.
Yeah, there's just a bunch
and it's
of
also a great way to live
too.
in your life. Yeah, it's a great way to live in your life too. You know what I mean? It's a not poisonous fucking thing. It's a great way to be. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love all of these dudes, and yeah, sure, plenty of arguments and stuff happen, and musicians are fucking musicians, dude. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I love the dudes that are over here that fucking made a lot of cool fucking music, and in the surrounding states too, like Nathan out in Arizona, and all bands from the Washington area and the East or the West Coast and all that shit.
Absolutely. Yeah,
well,
I mean,
yeah.
I would say, well, just a quick note, I would say I'm kind of a weird case because I kind of was pretty isolated pretty much the whole time. I've honestly, the first scene that I feel like I was kind of in, it was kind of, even though I'm in Virginia, is West Coast. When I toured through there in 2019 with Inanimate and Symbolic, that's kind of when people were actually being like, oh, I kind of know who you are and you're cool and, we like the same shit. I can't really say the same for anywhere else. So that's probably, honestly, I'm just starting to get into like a scene and people see me as like a West Coast death metal guy when I'm in fucking Virginia. It's weird.
Wait,
Did you play like go to the shows like at Jack's and stuff around in Virginia?
I used to go to Shaka's a lot. I don't know if you know Shaka's Virginia Beach. I went to the last metal show was Cannibal Corpse. They played Shaka's, and I was like, dude, I gotta go. That was the last show I went there. I got to play it once. Croesus, before I joined, like right before the first time I saw them, they played with Carnifex, and I was like, oh, that band's sick. And then like I don't know, maybe 6 months or a year later, I was in the band. It was weird. I was like not even contemplating being a vocalist. It was strange, really weird, man. But yeah, used to like to go. The bigger venues don't book metal much now around here. The National is a big ass venue that the Norva, Norfolk. I used to live literally right across the street from that. Canal Club, I go there a lot when there's shows. So yeah, Shaka's used to be the stomping grounds though. That was the place.
What's the place that we played? Did you guys already talk about it? The
Peppermint Beach Club.
Yeah, Peppermint Beach Club.
Is that where? What town is that in?
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Right, I don't know if I've ever been over there or to Peppermint. I don't know if I've been there.
It's like on that. It was like on a strip similar to Santa Cruz almost, right, dude? Where they had like a amusement park and shit near there.
Yeah.
Right on the fucking.
It's like right on the boardwalk there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where Shaka's was literally on the fucking beach. It was the best, man. I miss it. I wish it would come back, but it is what it is.
Right on.
Yep.
So have we hit a wall with this, guys? Where are we at?
Well, it's just because I can't. I want to chime in so bad, but I'm
dude, Joel, you sound
do
great.
It.
You sound
dude,
fine right now, dude.
So sick of your voice.
Behind the open. We're having some technical issues that most likely you guys didn't even hear, but Joel's mic was having some issues, so now he's on normal computer mic, but he sounds fine, dude. So it's all good.
Off a timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
chime in, dude.
So so between all the bands that you do, Mac, like, what's the difference going from, to Alterbeast from your other bands? Like, what's the main thing that you're taking and changing now that you or adapting to and going to Alterbeast from your older bands?
Actually having like some sort of like namesake or reputation a little bit, having some sort of like not some sort of, I would say Croesus has a bit of a following. It's not exactly unknown, but Alterbeast has more of a history. They were touring and actually working with like bigger bands and stuff. So I don't know. To me, it's the style of music that it's kind of where I come from. It's a little more. Croesus is a little more on the deathcore progressive side, which is great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, Alterbeast is more like innate with my music taste, and also coming in and helping with a little bit of management with it, and like devising like the social media strategies and that sort of thing, and speaking with agents, trying to get if we're when we have a record ready and we want to get stuff signed, that's kind of it's more at stake. It's a little more it's more to work with, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not a grassroots thing. It's already got a base. That's the main difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about how you were starting managing. Is that something you're like interested in doing?
Three more people know about our band than his band, Croesus.
Yeah. I actually got approached by two bands recently. I obviously can't talk about them, but one's a former band from EMG, and then another is band that's been trending a bit in the like the Facebook groups. They're really good, like weird abstract avant-garde type death metal band. If I would tell you, I get
shit up.
Yeah, I could tell you. Obviously, I can't talk about
after this. I want to know, dude.
Starts guessing. I'll tell you, hella hard for like.
I get the exclusives.
Yeah, but that's. I'm trying to get all of that organized to see if it's plausible or not. If I have the if I can give them the right attention. I'm not trying to just be a half-ass. So we'll see if that works out. But yeah, I got a lot of things.
Yeah, he's a busy boy.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Management, that sounds like an interesting thing in 2021. Like, what does a manager do at this point?
Yeah, it's more of just like a facilitator rather than like a business manager, because a lot of bands are more independent now than they used to be. A lot of people can do it's more accessible to do things more things than it used to be. You can just like throw your band up on Facebook. Now it wasn't like that, and even in mid 2000s, it wasn't even like that until MySpace came along.
Yeah, there used to be a lot more like gatekeepers, and now it's just kind of more open. Yeah,
definitely. I think it's kind of weeding out a lot of the. I wouldn't say weeding out necessarily, but I feel like there's good players in the game that help bands, but there's a lot that take advantage, and they're there to simply leech, and I think that's starting to weed those people out big time, which is good, I think. But if it's too accessible, then you get there's a lot of bad music. There's too many bands too. That's another thing. It's kind of hard to separate yourself from the crowd because it's just like it's a saturated market,
I think it's super sick that badass bands can hit up CD Baby and print sick fucking CDs and, hit up artists and get that shit done and not have to get a 15, 85 split or bullshit.
That's the best part.
Like, I think that's really cool. And it's a cool time to be alive. And, like great bands, great shit will always be great. You know what I mean? And things that are gimmicky, they may have their, what do you call it? You got lucky or whatever.
Yeah, the 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So
it's definitely that's the best part is you can just, if you want to do it and you are organized and you have like a clear objective, you can just do it. And
now's a great time for people like that. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, it's that being said though, you got more to compete with, so you have to have something really extraordinary.
You ain't fucking about, you really crush the shit out of it.
Yeah, you got to be good.
Well, it's a lot of just older bands helping younger bands, people that have been in the scene longer, just finding who they like and just trying to help them with the networking that they have.
And it's also not about money. You got to understand a lot of these people a lot of kids are like, hey, this band fucking so sick. Like these people work really fucking hard, at their craft and shit. So there's a lot of artistic integrity that goes with stuff. You know what I mean? Like things are looking the way I want them to look and sound the way I want them to sound. You know what I mean? As opposed to somebody who doesn't give a fuck, just put your shit through a meat grinder. You know what I mean? Because they're like, I'm just trying to get that first week sales and, don't call me till next album.
Yeah. I totally
so
agree.
I think that's really cool for bands that are able to, use that and fucking make it work.
Yeah. The biggest thing is networking. It's pretty much easier now. Obviously there's a lot of tools, like we're sitting here on Zoom for instance, or, if there's a band I really like, I can hit someone up and, get in touch with them in literally 10 seconds. So that's nice.
Dude, our last podcast, we had 4 continents going.
God damn.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
The guys from Profanity. One, Thomas was in Germany. I'm going to get it wrong again.
4 countries.
4 countries.
What did I say?
3 continents. 3 continents.
I've had too much to drink tonight.
We had 9
How dare you?
My geography's off. Well, I shouldn't say I've had plenty. I've had the perfect amount to drink, but my geography's off. There you go.
They're a good band too.
It was Australia, Germany, and United States, dude. And you're just like, fuck. Dude.
That's very cool.
And it was a easy like connection. Everybody was just like, boom, we're here.
Well, we're glad everybody took 5 seconds away from Pornhub to be here for the night. It's really cool of them.
My favorite part about this episode is that Andrew hit me up like earlier today and was like, dude, I want to make sure like my sound's all good and like all this shit. And then like I want to make sure my video.
Bitch, you have no idea. I was going to be like running plugins on my Apollo, like it, preamps and shit on my mic. And then I like try to start figuring it out. I was like, wait, I don't have the cord. Oh, fuck. Like things started not adding up that I was like, oh, I'm going to have to use my phone like a basic bitch with my headphones. So I was all, that's all I'm going to get.
And then my mic goes out.
No, dude, you sound totally chill, dude.
My Mike takes a dump, like fucking like Andrew's like doing his due diligence, making sure like everything sounds good. He's got like his shit and all the ducks in a row, and then my fucking shit takes a dump.
I had a meeting. I teach a class for UC, and I had a meeting with a student while I was driving to Oakland, just like on my phone, because I was like stuck in traffic, and I'm just like, so thanks for joining the class 2 weeks late. Like, here's how I like fucking caught him up while I was sitting in traffic.
Whoa, fucking on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
They got these things that will hold your phone. It's crazy, dude. It goes like on your, your air vent.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I went to this place the other day, and they have the things that go in your air vent, but it holds your dipping sauces for like nuggies and shit.
That's a good idea.
It was pretty sick.
That's so American. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
That is so American.
Wait, what's wrong with the sauce, dude?
Nothing is wrong with the sauce.
That's Szechuan sauce, son.
Dipping, dude. I like dipping.
Dude, 90% of road accidents are caused by people dipping without one of those holders.
No. Oh, without, yeah.
Why'd you hit me, bro?
Drive the car, dude. Why does everybody need to eat while they're driving, dude?
It's like, why you didn't see me? It's like my
if you're gonna
ranch,
say, "Oh,
man.
I didn't have time. I got to eat while I'm driving."
Driving makes me hungry, bro.
You got up too late. You did all that shit.
I'm a stressy while I drive.
Driving while eating is one of life's joys, dude. Like,
and especially dipping out of your air vent, that little holder.
Dude, like I'm an auto detailer, so everything you're saying to me, it's like you're like, fucking hit me in the balls.
Just hey, is there a sauce called Sauceum sauce out there? And then we don't have it here at the Wendy's here. I remember being on tour and somebody's like, "Yeah, Sauceum, like it's awesome, but with sauce at the beginning."
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sauceum sauce.
No,
I don't think they have it out here at the Wendy's, but out in the Midwest they do.
Dude, I'm actually not a big. The only fast food that I'm down with is In-N-Out, dude. I'll fuck with some.
I just like funny names on tour when I'm drunk or high. I'm like, wait, what would you call that shit back there?
Yeah.
Sauceum.
When you're on,
what the fuck is that?
When you're on tour, though, you have to like fast food, or you're just gonna starve.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not a choice. Like I remember one day on one drive or whatever it was, we went to McDonald's 3 times in one day. Decrepit. Remember that, Joel?
Can't do it. Can't do it.
That just sounds so gnarly.
Literally breakfast, lunch, dinner at McDonald's.
Your whole
one day.
You guys are supersize me.
Dude.
I was happy about it, but it was
I'm
another
like
band member's decision.
I'm that guy that I go to the grocery store and I buy food and stack it and like fruits and stuff. And people are like, "You're so annoying. Can't we just go?"
You're the driver.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm the guy that sits in the back. And
that's how you get to the grocery store. You're actually driving.
You got like a loaf of bread and peanut butter.
Otherwise, you're not in charge of shit.
Yeah, no, I should. I annoy them until they.
You're like half taking care of yourself, and everybody's like, "What the fuck are you doing?
What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
Why are you buying fruits and
those
vegetables?
Baby
Dude?
carrots?
Like, who needs vitamins, dude?
Oh, vitamins? You need some vitamins, son.
Yeah. But I'm that annoying dude. Like, let's go to the store.
No.
And like,
I'm totally that dude now. Maybe not when we were touring, but definitely now. I'm like, no, I'd rather go source the healthy, clean ingredients.
Yeah.
Like when I go on vacation and there's a kitchen that I can cook in for, I'll fucking go straight to like the local farmer's market, dude, and get the local fucking shit. And that's what I'm going to eat this week. If I'm going to be cooking for myself, most definitely.
Yeah, I've done both sides of the fence on that shit too. I'm like, let's party hard, and then I'm like, let's try.
No doubt. I mean,
get hunting,
we're
and gathering berries, and seeing how that works.
Give me like 4.
We'll respond to all the emails at 10 a.m. like a normal person every day. Advance.
Give me 4 beers and say we're gonna order some shit food, and I'll probably high five and add money.
Yeah, there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still smash out something. We go into a drive-thru, I'm gonna smash something out.
I've had bands. Go ahead.
Oh, just real quick. I used to like hide food in the van because I'd get all like fucking. If I finished a show and I was all hungry, I gotta have like a taco in the like fucking little cubby. So I got like taco from a couple Del Taco tacos in the cubby, or Taco Bell or whatever. Just
dude.
Can I have a
I
snack?
had the drummer straight pull out a McChicken like unflattened out of his pocket one time. I was
Unflattened,
hungry.
dude.
We were all like unflattened, dude. Like he's like boom, just out of his pocket, like some Jinko level shit, like we were talking about earlier. Just I wrapped and started eating. I was like, this motherfucker.
Like after a set, like you play with it in his pocket.
Yeah, no, I think we
kind of
played and then we were like partying and it was just really late at night and everybody was like, you know, hammered or high or whatever. We're like, man, we're getting hungry. Wish someone was open. And he just like whipped out a McChicken out of his pocket.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
well, if you're playing, it's like a microwave in your pocket, you know?
I mean, not that McChickens go bad, you know, or anything, as we know, you know, for long periods of time.
Oh,
but like,
for the
even
whole month,
the bun was fluffy still. I was like, impressive.
I mean, you seen how those McDonald's burgers last just sitting out for like
yeah.
Dude, they don't like rot or whatever. Yeah,
yeah, you're good.
I'll say about fast food, like McDonald's is the only one that like legitimately, no matter what state you're in, it's gonna be McDonald's every time. It's gonna be sometimes like you'll change things around. You go, oh, whatever, I'll check out like this other fucking joint, and it's like, the lettuce is all wilted and weird. McDonald's was just the same like fucking thing every time. Like,
McDonald's won, you know.
That's how Joel.
They won the fast food battle.
McDonald's, dude.
No, McDonald's is the same like Wendy's, like Midwest sauce or whatever the fuck. I'm like, yo, we don't have.
I'm gonna seek out some sauce, dude.
Dude, I like shit like that. I'm like, yo, sauce.
I'm gonna go to the Wendy's near my work and just not even order food. Just you guys have a sauce?
Oh yeah,
just
it's all about Whataburger.
You're like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm gonna skirt off and.
Dude, Whataburger is the shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
People love Whataburger and
so good.
God,
never been to a Whataburger.
Oh,
it's
good.
good.
I've been to a Shake Shack once in my life.
Oh, I like Shake Shack too.
Texas.
I did enjoy Shake Shack.
A regular spot we have out here is called Habit Burger. I think
Habit Burger is great.
Habit's good.
We got
for like a chain restaurant place. I'm like, that one's pretty good.
They got good shit.
The fucking edamame and tempura thing you can get there. Super bomb.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
Or no, it's green beans. What am I talking about?
Yeah, it's green bean fried things. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if it's really like green French fries. Those are good. Yeah, they are green beans.
Did you know that definitely fucking Subway is the most common restaurant in the United States by far?
Oh, it's not even close.
Yo, I got a Subway in my house, dude, and it fucks pretty hard, man. I like it. They hook it up proper every time my sandwich is really like, I'm like, yo, that's how I want it.
But dude, like I think it was like in England, they have to like reschedule their bread. It's not called bread anymore.
It's like not bread,
sugar. They just
it
has to be called sugar.
Maybe it's
I worked there one time when I was a kid, and the smell of that bread will not come out of your clothes, dude. Like it'll make your room reek and shit.
The worst thing about Subway is they all smell the same, and it's creepy,
that bread smell.
It is creepy.
Not good, dude. Not in a good way. Like it's like
I did not like that.
It's not like we got Pizza Hut. They all smell the same. Like that's awesome. But like no. Subway is like a weird smell that I don't want, and every single Subway smells like that. Like
it does.
What the fuck is that smell?
It's
something that goes in the bread, man, and won't come out of your clothes. Like I would wash my uniforms; it would still be in there after washing them.
Every time we went to Subway on tour, I was so bummed. I was like, fuck.
I was like, fuck, dude.
It's like some chemical.
All right, I'll get some cookies. I'll get some fucking chips.
I can't even do it, dude.
Dude, my favorite Subway.
I eat a lot of Subway and just pile spinach on there and feel real good about myself.
Yeah.
I'm a dumb caveman as well. So,
I mean, you could just dump it out of the bread and call it a salad, dude.
No, I always make people that like put spinach on there. I'm all more. Like, just get it on there.
Dude, that's another thing too that I noticed is that if you ask for more at a Subway, they always act weird, dude. They're like,
they hate that, dude. I gotta go like this.
It's like
my
you
nails.
Put jalapenos on there.
Well, like we were on tour like in like I don't know like up in north like Fargo like whatever it was like up in the north, and we're like at Subway. We're like, we just want like some like guacamole, like on our sandwich. Can we get some avocado or whatever? And they're like, oh, we don't serve Mexican food here, like or whatever, like it wasn't Canada.
No, they said
keep your sticks on the ice, motherfucker.
No, it was in Amish country, and Dan was a stall like
Pennsylvania,
avocado, and they literally said like, we serve white people food here.
Oh, they said that. Okay, that's not cool.
That's what they said.
Not quite as chill.
Dan like looked at each other and started just cracking up. Like
where are we, dude?
We're like, okay.
We took a wrong turn.
Yeah,
dude.
where did we?
Hey,
Yeah.
avocados can't make it out there, dude. That's a
I
long
guess that
time.
makes
I mean,
sense.
I
Yeah,
guess
it's
they
too
could,
cold, man.
but they would be like fully, what do you call them? Conditioned by the time they were there.
Yeah, but they got
Yeah,
that Safeway
black,
squeeze.
like one day good left of them.
But they got the guacamole goop from Safeway that squeezes. That's like good, like on the space station. And
Oh
shit.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
that's
they
what
could use
have
that
at
there, like,
Subway.
I mean, it's
That's
just,
what they use. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
good
paste
enough.
that goes in a bottle. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it can't last even to there. It starts getting that bruisey color to it. You know.
Yeah, I know bruise is quick, man. It's avocado.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled, dude. I got a in-law that has a huge avocado tree just chilling.
Oh, what? That's
Nice.
And then
I'm jealous.
out in front of my spot, I live in a townhouse, townhome, and they planted an avocado tree like 3 to 5 years ago, and it's starting to show that.
Yeah, those are great
couple
if
more
you're trying to be
seasons, dude,
vegan,
and we're gonna
vegetarian.
see some
Dude.
avocados, dude.
Yeah, I love that shit. It's so good.
Get some good calories
jealous.
or whatever the fuck from that
I hear
shit.
that
I
it's
had
like avocado trees are really good to grow coffee under too. If you
Oh, really? Cool.
if you have the
Coffee?
right climate, because coffee actually is like a type of plant that doesn't like direct sunlight.
Mhm.
It needs to be canopied by something else. But yeah, it's hard to do it in California, but that'd be something sick to do, is to grow your own coffee.
No, I love fucking coffee, man. I'd love to grow some
Most
coffee. That'd be
definitely.
sick.
I think there's
I love
somebody doing
growing
it down
weed,
in like
so-
Santa Barbara or something, but I looked into it. It's like $40 for 12 ounces of coffee. You're like, wait,
Mm,
me and my wife
Yeah.
go through
Damn.
that like in 2 days, dude. You know?
yeah, yeah,
I'm not
Totally.
going to spend $40 on coffee for 2 days.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
That's called Starbucks. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe
exactly.
if some of these sick stimuluses go through, then I'll
Yeah.
can afford it.
The coffee stimulus. Yeah.
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 Literally stimulus.
Yeah.
The Tea Party stimulus.
So, Mac, have you always been out in Virginia?
I'm originally from DC, so I've always lived on the East Coast.
I got family out there.
Oh well, whereabouts?
Norfolk and near DC too. But like they're mostly from Norfolk.
Yeah, okay. I lived in Norfolk for about a year and a half. Now I'm Suffolk, so I'm like 20 miles away or whatever. But yeah,
What
I've been here
up?
since
Joel's
college.
What's that? UGCTT.
What's Joel repping there? What's this?
UGCTT.
I can't. Yeah.
America something.
It's actually Pat Kenny's favorite sweatshirt.
Oh, is it? He left it there?
Oh.
He borrow it because he's too not fat for it. I'm fat enough for it.
Oh, it's
So-
too big for him?
He lets me rep it, but he's like, I'm giving this to you to hold on to, but do not lose it. So I have to like.
He's like that. He's probably like, I gotta go try and beef up. I gotta try and get some muscles going before I'm in. No, he's a muscular dude, but he's like, oh, dude, that's how I gotta fit into that. I gotta fucking stack.
Dude, so I'm gonna go on a rant right now. So I just randomly got. You can see it back here. It's like the Oculus fucking VR thing.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh.
I am so
Dude,
fucking-
and speaking of back there, I was just thinking of your guitar. I was like, man, I wish I was playing those motherfuckers right
Wait,
now.
I think you
yeah.
were
I don't
saying
see
something
it.
about that.
What
You're
is-
doing like the boxing thing, right?
Well, I just got it. I got it on Sunday.
Dude,
and I
put
was
it
like-
on right now, dude.
I downloaded. Yeah. dude.
Watch him
box,
fall
bro.
over his fucking coffee table and
No,
shit.
I'm serious,
2022
dude.
Cali Death Podcast doing it in VR, dude.
Dude, I'm serious, dude.
No, I'm not
See it.
doing it right now. It takes too much time to set up.
Okay.
But no, it's like it literally like you were fighting a dude and like you were like want to
How-
kick his ass so bad and like you want to like and he's like it's so realistic that you get like fucking into it and like,
Like,
by the time
when
you're
he
done
comes
with it,
at you, did you flinch a bunch and run
Yeah,
into shit?
and then you have your coach like in between rounds your coach is going like what's up dude and you're like I'm like talking I'm like because I have it out like I do it like on the deck outside because it's only
I would love Trevor to come home.
Yeah, I
and
know, he's like,
you
what
having a conversation with your coach.
no, it's insane. No, I put it on him just to like show him some basics. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "This shit is scary. How like fucking
Real it
realistic
is.
in the
Yeah.
world. Like you're just sitting like my like you're."
All I want to know is what VR porn looks like on there, bro.
So-
What are you talking about
so
that?
I checked it out. Checked it out.
There we go.
We need a review.
and people aren't going to leave their houses once they see it. But
nice. It's some Elon Musk level shit.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those. It's when after like I checked it out and I was like, dude, this is like almost like detrimental to humanity.
Almost.
People aren't going to procreate.
Bravo.
But then that's why I was like, I can't. It's not healthy. Like I can't do that.
You see,
like, it's not a healthy thing at all. Like I want to like pursue women again.
You're all right. I started this podcast soon after.
But it's like it's never going to be the same because there's no touch. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
there's no touch.
There's no touch.
There's no touch.
You're only getting did I say
like a little southern
no, my buddy,
to
my
that?
buddy earlier was like,
there's no touch.
No touch,
like,
guys.
That sounds hella funny.
I'm never going to be the same because there's no touch.
No, pretty much I was just like, dude, I'm just
gonna use touch on the side.
I'm just gonna fucking use it to like beat like fake people up and like do like lightsaber shit. It's like the best shit that's for. It's like
I seen that one where
you
lightsaber. Wait,
blocks or whatever, circles
yeah.
in your lightsabers, your music.
Oh,
yeah,
you
that
like
one.
Star Wars shit? Like you're having a battle with a
it's like Dance Dance Revolution meets Star Wars kind of.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Well, I did that shit. Like my brother-in-law and sister have that. It's like
virtual glow sticks.
Is it the?
Yeah,
it's not called the Oculus. It's called something else. But I had
I played
all this
at
shit coming at me like
before.
fucking, and I'm like battling with a lightsaber. Like, oh shit, I'm so bad at it. They're all good at it. I'm like, fuck, like I'm like dying. Insane.
The octopus of drums sucks at the lightsaber game.
Oh yeah,
he's like, oh.
Terrible.
9 rhythms at once, but he can't fucking play the fucking
Dude.
lights.
Well, there was one thing where like you're like in this like room where you have to like walk around like and go in different rooms, and there's a deck, and there's like these fucking machines like out, like it's like fucking crazy. Like I'm like,
no, it looks
like
sick.
in another world. Like what the fuck, like kind of trips you out, dude. You're like, should I go in this room? It's like kind of scary, dude. It's like awesome, fucking dope. Like
I played that one at an arcade, and there was like another one where you're like to get to do it, the Star Wars ship, and you're in the thing, and it's a full fucking circle, like up and down around you. That thing was badass. I like that a lot.
Dude, they're only $300 like for the fucking base one. It's like, I'm like fucking.
That's a Bachelor Life fucking shit right there. I can afford a fucking $500 Star Wars game.
Fully funded Joel. That's his new nickname. And then we have the professor.
Fully funded Joel.
Yeah. And then the professor is Joseph. And we need one for Anthony. We don't really have one.
I'm just wandering his inheritance.
You call me with Mr. Touch.
No touch.
I like that one.
Well, the Valve Index. The Valve Index is the one that my brother-in-law has. It's
gnarly.
I don't know.
I saw one in Dev that's like the Tibetan Book of the Dead, like a VR version of it. Like that was the first thing that got me like excited about VR. Like I want to fucking relive that shit.
It's like the book in your hand. You're like, oh.
Yeah. It's like being narrated and like showing you. It's like the new like Defeated Sanity Dharmata story, basically. Like super sick.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Man,
Definitely cool.
I definitely highly recommend it, but I also like I'm worried about that's going to take over. Like I feel like we possibly might be all immortals that have headsets on, and we're at the mall, and like we basically put these headsets on, and they're like, yeah, check this out, it's a full life experience, and it's like fucking 80 years, but it's only 10 minutes in like mall time.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like that episode of South Park.
Yeah,
where they do the grounded Vindaloop thing, where they like, it's like
no, without that touch, cowboy.
Well, check this out. Like it like tricks your brain into thinking that it's like 80 years long, and like just like I don't know, like after like you're like fully immersed in it, you're like
your Dick Van Dinkle.
I just
get in there for how long.
I just want to play VR. Fucking
like my wiener just go like, dude.
I just want to play Quick Draw McGraw like on VR. And it's like, the old video ones, and it's like, "What are you doing there, partner?" And it's like an old video, and he's like, "You better grab your gun."
Orgasms that you had in years all just
started
out at once in your physical self, and the guy is sitting there is like, "Fuck, I gotta clean this up, dude."
I remember like going to visit my family. I was like going there with my Nintendo back in the day to go visit my family or some family over in New Mexico, and they were like, I was a little kid, and they flipped out over my duck hunt gun, my Nintendo gun, and they were like, "No, you can't get on the plane, dude, or you gotta throw it in the garbage." I was like,
Oh,
I was
really?
like a fucking 5-year-old with a duck hunt gun. Like, dude, it's like 1 ounce.
Sorry. Do you think video games are gonna like help save death metal, make it like commercially viable as like a avenue for putting out music?
Maybe
already
that's the
has.
answer.
It already
Really?
has. Absolutely. Look at Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not that it's necessarily death metal, but like the industrial sort of stylization of metal. It's like definitely helping bands, one, figure out how to commercially make bands viable again, and two, give them a new sense of style. I think Mick Gordon is like one of the more important metal composers of our generation, probably because he's kind of like he's created like almost a new avenue for. So like it's like industrial metal, but it's a different type of industrial metal. So
Because like
absolutely.
the movie industry helped save classical music in America. Like
Yep.
that's the main venue by which people hear classical music.
I
And
love
modern
movie
symphony,
soundtracks and fucking
Yeah.
shit from there.
And like
Video
the whole
games
like
with modern
the
symphony too.
the
Yeah.
modern like
video game music's
cinematic,
sick.
like so much of death metal is merging with cinematic style. Like the new Deeds of Flesh album is like a sci-fi opera death
Yeah.
metal version. So I think that's like super promising that there will be like people in that industry with like money to throw up bands and help them out and stuff. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not on any social media shit. What's some sick releases that came out recently that I may not know about?
Ominous Ruin.
Ominous
Yeah.
Ruin.
It's good.
Shout out.
Good to know.
That's a good one.
Fuck.
There's a lot.
That's
I
on
mean,
the spot.
wow.
I'm on the spot.
My
But,
favorite album of the whole year. I don't know if you guys heard of this Italian band called Fractal Generator. They
No.
put this.
I have heard that name.
Dude, they put this album out called Macrocosmos, and it's like a blackened tech death. It has got the crunchiest fucking riffs. Like the whole thing, it's like someone punching you in the face for like 40 minutes straight. It's fucking ridiculous.
Nice.
Check that out.
Yeah, you gotta. It's my favorite album of the year. Even over
Ominous
Cannibal
Ruin
Corpse.
and Fractal Generator.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I thought that new Abominable Putridity was really interesting and sick.
New
It's good.
Defeated Sanity too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Defeated
of course.
Sanity did something?
Well, it came out like in 2020,
Holy
right?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that
New to
album
me.
is so. I was talking about that before on an episode. Yeah, dude, that album is so good.
I actually got to play with like when Wolfgang was still around and shit with Chris from Dismal Labs. We had him like living at his house for a week, and they were just watching soccer like every day and shit, fucking hanging out. It was cool.
Dude, I
That's
know
cool,
I know you'll be down with that new Defeated Sanity, dude.
Sick.
Fucking
Yeah, it's
front
good.
to back, it's a huge banger, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know there's
I'm
others.
excited to check it out.
Kind of blanking.
I know
Shit.
when you.
Oh yeah. There's a new band. They're German dudes, I think. They're called Plagueborn. I don't know if it's a direct influence from that Cattle song from Anthropocene, but they're really good. They kind of have like that really gritty, kind of like that modern cytotoxin type of sound, but it's a little
Nice.
more bloodbathish. Kind
Oh,
of.
cool.
It's really good. Yeah. It's like
That's very cool.
the album art's funny. It's like a purple landscape. It's like Sharknado, but it, like the whole thing is purple. It's funny.
You had me at Sharknado
Yeah, brother.
on a record
good, too.
cover.
Yep. That's I would have to fucking grab my my
I
list.
know. If we were more prepared, if we knew
There's
we
too
would talk
many.
about sick, like new sick
I'm-
shit, I'd be more prepared.
Yeah, there's too
I'm gonna
many.
put it on the charger for a second.
I've been listening to Profanity since our last episode we did with
Oh,
that.
Oh yeah, that shit's great.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude, it's so funny. That was our last episode, and I'm like, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh no, that
definitely
album's
fucking
great too. Yeah, totally. There's
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. There's a few.
Killer shit, dude. If you love Necro,
Yeah.
you love
Shout out to
Decrepit Bird.
Thomas. Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah.
And
that guitar playthrough he did of it's something off their previous album. It was this whatever the single was, and it's just I don't even get it. Like I just blows my mind.
Thomas
Yeah.
is fucking sick.
he's
he's like the
shredder, dude.
nicest dude ever, dude.
He's
He's,
a nice
so
guy.
fucking cool to work with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
definitely. Yep.
feel like a jerk on that one because I like woke up at it was like we had to do it at 11 a.m. and I was like waking up from we had a party at my house. I was like all crusty and like I was like kind of hoping. I was like I hope that they like push this back or cancel or something. Like I was dying. I like got
We're
up
like,
and
and me and Joseph were
Yeah.
like, nope, 8 hours of sleep, had coffee.
Yeah.
We're all good, dude.
Yeah.
I
Ready
know.
to go.
My face is all like puffy and just like, "Ugh." So you guys so what's your favorite death metal album?
Dude, you were fine though. I thought
Yeah,
you were good
no.
on the episode. You were funny and you made good questions. I don't know.
I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I don't really remember.
You're kind of a sassy guy when you're. I don't like it.
Oh no, I am sassy as fuck. I was like,
funny.
I was super bitchy, like in the morning, like just going
Yeah.
like, fuck, do we really have to? Do I have to like be on camera? Can I be like fucking just voice only? Was that good?
Well, you did a fucking podcast the day before that, 2 days before that.
Yeah.
we
No,
haven't
so
talked
yeah,
about
the Joel Cupcake one. It's coming up actually.
Dude,
coming tomorrow.
everybody's getting a double dose of Joel Horner this Friday, dude.
It's a lot of people around.
I mean,
here
he's on
doing
every
podcasts.
podcast in the area. I mean, he's Joel Horner. You know, it's like
A lot of people are doing podcasts around here, so it's like,
he's famous.
yeah, I'll be a part of it. You know, I'll help out, and also too, you know, Joel, the other Joel, he's like one of the more, and he puts on all the shows around the Bay Area. He's like in charge of all of it. So it's like, and I've known him since I was a child, pretty much, or a younger teenager or older teenager, and he basically is in charge of any death metal, anything that comes through here. He's putting it on. Oh, Gojira is coming to town. It's Joel's fucking production. Like he's legit as fuck. Like when I was a kid, I used to be like nervous talking to him. Like, oh my god, like this is the guy. Like like now we're both like big old fat brothers, and we fucking love each other and kiss each other every time we see each other on the cheek and stuff. But no, he's very influential in this area. He's very so much fucking props to that guy. That guy has put on so many shows around this area that have in San Jose and Santa Cruz and San Francisco and stuff that have changed my life. Like props.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm super stoked that he had me on the podcast. It's coming out tomorrow.
What's his
my
podcast
cord
called?
worked. It's this Joel Cupcake, I think it's called.
Nice.
Yeah,
But
it's on
that's
like
that's his
iTunes
nickname.
and shit? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah, it's
iTunes
on-
and shit?
It's on all the things. Yeah. He's
Nice, dude. Joel.
Cool,
he's
man.
legit.
He also Twitch streams like live shows on Joel Cupcake, his Twitch
That's
stream.
right. He Joseph's guitar player, and the guitar player that did the intro to this podcast.
Oh, Christopher Beadle.
Yeah,
Chris
Christopher
Beadle.
Beadle.
Shout out.
What up?
Yeah, no,
Beatty?
Chris Beatty, like what's his
Beatty.
other band called? Shy something?
Shaw Nova.
Shaw
Yeah.
Nova.
They were the opener on the live stream show. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like
Beaties were a thing that I used to smoke when I was a kid. They're like this Indian.
Oh yeah, Beatty.
Oh yeah, Beatty.
Yeah,
dude.
like Indian. It's literally just like a really cheaply rolled up tobacco. It's like a leaf of tobacco with a tiny little bit of tobacco in it, and then rolled over.
That's
and
right.
you smoke it down to the string that they tied at the bottom. That was the
Right.
that was the fucking filter. Like
I did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
they
no, I
call
smoke
them
Beaties.
Beaties.
Dude,
I don't even
Andrew.
know how this-
Yeah.
Andrew, you're part of our generation. Do you smoke Beaties?
I know of them. I know they're like nicotine spiked and a bunch of shit, and
Yeah.
fucking they got like banned or whatever. I never really got to try them.
Yeah,
I think
it's
they did get
definitely
banned.
not like high grade. It's like low grade, grade C, grade D tobacco. But it was cheap, and
You guys think it was really popular?
It was like $1.50 or $2 a pack, dude.
Yeah.
And that's that was one of the things that we would do. Young bucks, like, oh, dude, let's go smoke, dude. Oh, what do you got? You got 50 cents. All right, fade on my pack of beaties.
We got to keep Andrew on until he passes out, dude.
Don't hide it, divide it. Hey, grandma gets confused. I gotta hang up. I don't know. You trying to get my social security?
Oh shit.
Shit.
Are we at we should probably wrap this one up, dude.
These
because-
guys are really boring. Let's
No,
No.
not at all, dude. Not at all.
Alterbeast.
We were at the 2-hour mark. I'm actually
Usually say that and then go another half hour. So.
yeah, that usually
That's like
We'll
somebody
the-
says
edit that
something
far now when we're talking
Yeah.
shit about
We're
you
now
guys.
in the outro,
No.
which can go a long time.
Also, wait,
Andrew just
Oh.
is gone.
just
yeah,
No,
before
my-
Andrew
back.
passes out.
My power
Yeah.
button just keeps
Yeah,
coming
before
up.
he passes out, quick shout out to we were talking about releases. Hideous Divinity just put out a new EP too, so everyone should
okay,
listen to that.
yeah.
Cool.
Fucking awesome, and I'm in a band with their bassist, so that's
Oh,
fucking
really?
dope. Yeah,
Nice.
What's that band called?
That's the side project I have. It's called Hammer Dawn.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. You showed me some of that, right?
yeah, I sent it to you. I sent it
Yeah,
to you guys
sick.
too. Yep.
No, I thought you said Hideous Divinity put something out. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know about that. I was like,
they put an EP out like last week, I think.
Yeah.
Hideous Divinity did.
Yeah. It's like a sci-fi
themed
concept. It's like themed after Alien, I think.
Damn, dude, I want to hear that.
That band is way amazing.
They're really good.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Do I sound like
they're Italian dudes?
Stefano, their bassist, is Italian. I guess they're all Italian. Yeah, they're all Italian. Yeah, Enrico's Italian. Yeah, they are.
And it's
They're an
based
Italy
off
band.
the Alien, like the movies, the universe.
Yeah. Well, I know Enrico, their vocalist, he started Hour of Penance, so that's how they got started. It was like that's how they all connected together. Yeah, but that new EP, I think it's all. I think it's called LV 426. I think it's what it's called. It's like a super obscure reference.
Yeah, but, that's what it is right here.
Yeah, I really like their newest album. Simulacrum is such a good album. So everyone should listen to that.
Is that with the green guy? Or no,
that's
Venians
thing. That's at Venians. Simulacrum.
It's the angel deal.
Yeah, at Venians.
Looking things.
Yeah, that's when they were on Unique Leader. And now they're on Central Media.
It's like some Pan's Labyrinth looking fucking art.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good too.
All the shit's good.
Sick, dude. I love that movie.
Yeah, but anyway, I just want to give them a shout out because they're the boys.
Nice.
Yep.
Those guys fuck.
Yeah, they're good.
Cool, guys.
Does my microphone sound like trash?
God, it sounds so awful. It's making my ears hurt.
You're gonna hear this, and then you're gonna realize that I shouldn't have said anything.
I miss you, Joel. I wish you lived over here still.
I'm actually coming. I know it's probably cracking, but I'm going over there in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Bitch, you better hit me up, or I'll get
I will.
pissed.
I'm doing a friend try to recoup or hang out with all my people and bail like 3 days. Boom.
All right. Well, I better see you or I'll get mad. I'll get real butthurt.
No, we will
definitely grudge. Yeah,
I hold a grudge. Thanks, Mac. It's just spreading propaganda.
Not at all.
Spreading propaganda.
That is some fake news. Yeah. But
I can't even remember motherfuckers these days.
Well, definitely not right now, right? Wink, wink.
No.
But anyway,
now you guys are making me want to ask some questions. What's going on? What's this?
No, I'm being feisty. It's 1 in the morning, dude. I'm ornery. You know, I'm like an old man over here.
I'll chime in for a second.
Grandma and Grandpa.
Sure.
So Joel, I remember when he was living in Sacramento, then I was up in the Bay, then I moved back to San Diego, and we were kind of in this, different cities and stuff. And then he sent me or I don't know how you like told me about Alterbeast. Like, and you were like, dude, these bands in Sacramento are insane. Like, you kept talking about that.
Yeah, I fucking told you. I fucking talked about you.
Yeah, no. Exactly. This is years ago.
Take it easy.
We're talking 5-6 years ago. Or whatever. And did you guys put out that one in 2017, the first release? Was that what it was? It was
we put out a demo that had 3 songs under the Gary Busey thing. I think 2014 it got released.
Okay.
And then 2018. But I think it was done in like 2017 or 2016.
I think I
don't even remember. It was I think Zach was working like Machine Head or something for like Ever or something. So he's just like fitting in death metal bands like us and Inanimate Existence and anybody else he could when he could, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I actually got some clients, dude. Yeah.
No, I know, he was working with them like 6 months or something, it seemed like. So I'm sure, they were paying the bills and stuff like that. So, and, regardless if you're a death metal fan or not, it's like, hey man, big bands fucking, do theirs. You gotta, you have the road, Lord, kind of thing. So
big band's big band.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
And dude, honestly, I hope they don't ever listen to this because Zach might get in trouble. But we got to he reamped through some of their amps while they were over there, which we've never been there. So yeah, we got to get some cool tones on the last record via those guys. So fucking thanks a lot, Machine Head. You're unwilling. You're unwilling.
Well, they're all watching this right now for sure. So.
They're definitely not watching this.
Yeah, Zach's tapped in right now, like live.
Shout out to Robert.
Zach's already. Zach, I would believe, is like viciously messaging people right now.
Yeah.
Is Andrew on Facebook? I'm not on Facebook. Sorry, motherfucker.
You gotta love Zach. I love Zach's just fucking honesty. Like, just going like, dude, what's going on over here? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
no, and he's super cool with like, yo, your idea is really bad, and if you really know what you're talking about, you know what I mean, or you just really have a vision, you're like, motherfucker, I'm not fucking around. I want that snare really poppy, and you're trying to make it loose, bitch. You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't know, motherfucker, and then it's like ends up working out, and it's like, all right, that worked. You know what I mean? He'll tell you too, like, oh, okay, that's okay. We're good. I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
Which is a good reassurance thing when a motherfucker who really knows what they're doing tells you you're fucking up and you have no idea what you're doing. Like, you're just like, yo, I think I know that this is gonna be sick. You know what I mean? I just really have a vision, and you start doubting yourself on that vision. You're like, oh no, Zach said it's gonna sound terrible, Val. Maybe it's gonna sound terrible, you know? And then he's like, nah, this fucks. You know, you're like, okay, cool, we're good.
He's strong on bands. Like I remember like Animosity and stuff, like they wanted to use that VH140C Ampeg Dying Fetus amp. Like that was like the amp they wanted to use. And Zach was like, well, on recording, it's going to sound like balls. Like don't use it. And they're like, no, we're
is that what Dying Fetus used is only live or on recording as well?
I don't know if they used it on recording, but I know that like live, that was their
They
amp.
just seen it live and they got it in their head that that's
wasn't that the
used.
The suffocation amp too, like on Pearson Within and stuff. I think that was.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure.
If it has some kind of lineage. This bass amp or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a guitar amp. It's a guitar amp. It's
guitar amp. Sorry.
It's the Dying Fetus tone.
Yeah.
It's like the old.
It's a solid state amp.
The Pitbull people. Those.
Yeah, I was reading a bunch of forum stuff though, where like they boost them a lot with like tube screamers and stuff, and there's all these different like ways that they push those amps, but they're basically just solid state Ampeg amps, and they just had a certain tone that was like, you know.
Yeah, I remember there was some other company basically or something like that. They were like this other company, and the guy started making amps under that name or whatever the fuck. It was something like that.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
I can't remember. That guy we were talking about earlier, Spencer, or I was talking about, he used to have a VH like Pitbull or something. And like, I remember he made it sound good, but shittier guitar players like myself would try to play on it and it wouldn't sound good at all. So it's definitely like you had to be a real guitar player to make them sound good amps,
right?
Which is a good sign of a good amp. You know what I mean? Like
it's like a Dimebag thing. Like everyone like bought Dimebag amps, and Dimebag they sound like shit.
Right?
They sound like shit. But Dimebag made it sound like amazing.
Yeah,
Dimebag,
it's one of those amps where it's like you got to be a good guitar player or to make it sound good.
Well,
it's not gonna be cool.
Yeah, I have the copy one. That's the old Odious amp. That's, I mean, we didn't really use it much in any recordings or anything, but it's the crate copy of the VH140C. It's like the GX 130 or something, that the crate GX CH or whatever it is, the one. But it's Matt has that one that he like redid that is in the background. That's all like, you know, that crate. He's like, I think it sounds better than the Ampeg one and all this. It's all just, you know, gear nerd fucking to the max shit, you know.
Gear nerdery, man.
But that one I have, it sounds like I can't make it sound that great, dude.
Well, Andrew, what you use like a Kemper Lab, don't you?
Right now I'm using a Kemper. So the Feast, so Immortal, we basically took the DIs from Bart. Feast, I just took my DIs off literally the basic model Scarlet from around that time, like the one input one, you know. And then eventually, as we were doing some touring, I got the Kemper because we wanted to program everything, you know, and just, you know, a lot of sick bands were using Kempers. And we had actually the DIs from the Bart ones were through a Kemper. So we got to use a Kemper early on, and I just got to hear the possibilities and the capabilities of a Kemper. And I was like, yo, these things fucking fuck, dude. I need one of these. So eventually I got one. And that's what the new record, when the demo stuff we'll be doing, will be Kemper. And I got a bunch of different, little packs you buy. I got the Fortin Meshuggah amp one, which is like the rhythm tone that crushes. And then I use like a Jubilee for the leads, which I think Zach uses at when we've recorded through him. You know what I mean? And I think on Immortal, we used a Powerball Ingle. And then on Feast, all the main rhythms everybody's hearing are whatever the Machine Head amp is. It's a what's the one? It's a fucking really expensive fucking amp.
Diesel?
A Diesel, yeah. It's I can't remember if it's a Herbert or the fucking most expensive Diesel they make. It's one of those two. Yeah. So any guitars that are single are 5150, and then everything else is that diesel on Feast, which sounded really amazing. I was like, yo, that thing, it sounded like an aggressive junkyard dog when I heard it by itself. I was like, oh my God. So
I like how you guys pull off the gain a little bit, like on the lot of the chunk stuff. I love that. Like that's how the Spawn of Possession cabinet thing was. It wasn't like, it was heavy, but there wasn't that much gain on it. It's like got this like
a couple people have mentioned Spawn of Possession like on Immortal and stuff. Now there's no way, like, Spawn of Possession is a fucking amazing band and we suck ass, it'll never do that. But I love those Spawn of Possession stuff, and I never requested anything like that. I think that might just be a thing, a byproduct of things being notey, what I mean? So, but on the demo, I really want to do things like, and I don't think it'll happen in the final, wherever we end up going to, whether it be Zach or whoever the fuck, I'd like to mix like, it's a brutal, super, sludgy, suffocation-y part, mix a little Mesa Boogie triple wreck in there. I want to fucking experiment with things like that just for fun, shits and gigs, you know what I mean? Totally. Which I'm excited to do, which you can do with a Kemper, just reamping things multiple times at your home and your convenience. I heard somebody saying another thing one time, it's a great time to be a guitar player, you know what I mean? Like with technology and everything. So I'm really stoked about all that. And, I've been working on my little home studio rig for a while now, and it's, basic, but it's sick, you know what I mean, for what I'm trying to do. So I'm excited. And I've been playing, there's coronavirus and everything else. There's been a lot of stuff, that's been, fighting me along the way to get new Alterbeast shit done. On my end, the guitar parts, the basic structure of, hey, here's how things go. And that's kind of how Alterbeast starts, is with guitar riffs, you know what I mean? It's not a, brainchild thing as far as that. It's just, death metal. It starts with riffs, Yeah. I think that goes for every band, unless the drummer is like some fucking ass suck, ass sook, he plays in the front of the fucking shit, he's running the show.
I wonder how much there is like a good percentage of bands that actually at least started writing a song on drums versus guitar.
Yeah, I mean, Mac literally sent me a track of only drums, and he sent me a couple ones, but there's one me and him were talking about in particular where it's like I could hear the song in my head just listening to his drums he programmed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there is some of that, and I've worked with drummers in the past. That's the beauty working with great drummers too. You can do that. It's like they can fill in things or start things. You know what I mean? Like, just with how amazing their drumming is. So that's really cool too.
I think that's
good to try it different ways.
Guys like you, Casey, you motherfucker.
Nah. I was gonna say, I think Matt from Decrepit writes that way with drums first, but he does it on like on the computer.
I think Gabe said that as well. But I mean, he's got to hear the riff in his head, right? A little bit.
He has some sort of idea, probably. I don't know.
I heard the rumor that.
I mean, as a guitar player, like that would boggle my mind of how that works. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're just like free flow jamming, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, but Matt, like we used to do a lot of free flow jamming and stuff, and dude, he's so good at it.
He's really old school.
You could like make an album with Matt just by like free jamming with him, and then just record it. It'd be like sick as fuck.
There's that story about like with
Matt's
him and
nuts.
like we were on tour with Cryptopsy in Europe, and Flo got behind. We were at a house party. And Flo got behind the kit, and Matt just got on the guitar.
That. Oh my
and
god!
Fucking, they just were playing like the sickest shit. Like,
I love it.
Totally forgot about that, dude.
Yeah. Insane. I was like sitting there just so like sick. I was like sitting there like so excited to be like there with the beer in the corner.
Matt
like,
and flow jamming, dude.
That's a good thing that a lot of us musicians don't get to do anymore too. Like before coronavirus, like people are in different states and different places and have different schedules, so you got to like work via computer and emails, I miss getting to jam with somebody, you know what I mean? That's always a fun thing, like especially a drummer and a guitar player, just getting to psychroptic brother it out, you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. It's not like for my generation sort of and below, it's not really the same anymore like that, and it kind of sucks. Like I did a little bit of that even in college, and it was fun, even though the band was terrible. It's like
there's pros and cons of all of that shit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So,
you're never gonna strike. You're not gonna always strike gold, but still, that jam space, being in the same,
it's just fun, man.
As everybody else that's in your you're conjuring something out of nothing, you know,
Yeah.
in the moment. And yeah, dude, the feeling of when you're in that pocket of just jamming.
I've been playing for like 15 years, 16 years, drums and shit. And I like finally have a studio where I can set up my entire kit and it's my fucking place. And I can like invite anyone in the world to come jam with me. And it's like a dream come true. I've been waiting like 15, 16 years to have this. And
That's
Casey
awesome.
at
That's the
Visions,
shit.
he
I
was
just got one
inspiring.
too, finally again.
Yeah, he's got one again. Well,
I
at
only have a room
Visions,
to jam. It's like,
yeah,
dang.
we got the old room back. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude.
used to
were
get
you-
piano lessons there. Yeah, for
and
sure.
you guys used to do live jam videos from there too.
Well, but I got
Yeah.
the small room now, but it's cool. It's
but still, it's the same spot though. Yeah. And Joseph, you would be, or yeah, you'd be on guitar. Like one of the first jam videos that I saw, you were on guitar and Casey was on drums. And then I saw the Diego, Casey, and you on sax.
Well, that was at the
That
brewery.
one.
Yeah, we still do that too. Our friends.
That's a sick fucking setup,
Alterbeast
dude.
just got to do some cool shit with all the Diegos too over the years, which those guys are always really cool dudes and shit, and always shredded.
Hell yeah.
The Diegos.
The Diegos. I remember there was always multiples of them together at the same time.
Well, there's only one fucking Diego Sanchez. And
No, there's the main Diego, and then there were some other Diegos.
There's-
We got to jam with them.
Yeah.
There's the
As
wizard,
Alterbeast.
the riff wizard, and then there's all these little sorcerers like running around.
Yeah.
They're all sorcerer apprentices.
Lower mages. Yeah.
Lower Diegos.
Fucking Gandalf Juniors.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude. Well, I know I've already tried to do that several times. I don't want to. If you guys don't want to.
Well, what I was trying to say earlier that I just want to add is that when I heard your music and I was like, okay, there's all these different bands and I'm checking all this different stuff out from Sacramento and they're all good bands. I'm like, love all of it. But like when I heard Alterbeast, I was just like, oh yeah, dude, that's like in my wheelhouse. Like, Jesus, this just like it immediately was like fucking shit.
That's
really
a
good.
huge honor coming from any of you
Both
guys,
albums,
as far
of
as I'm
course.
concerned. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, dude,
Because we wouldn't be doing what we're doing without bands like Odie's Mortem and Decrepit Birth and stuff like that. So
thanks, man.
Fuck yeah,
it's-
dude. That's
very
fun.
true.
It's always so cool to hear, dude. And at the same time, I have no idea how to respond to it. You know, like
I mean, dude, you're just having fun. You know, we're all a bunch of dudes, and you know,
totally,
like,
dude.
you know, people always say, "What's it like to get out there? You get your tail of titties in your face and all this cocaine." It's like, nah, man, they're sweaty guys. You know, and then there's other
Sweaty
musicians.
guys,
Like it's
dude.
music for other musicians.
It's a
lot
fucking
of it,
bro
you
down
know what
every
I mean?
night,
So yeah, bro
Everyone-
down. Cash
Everyone
out.
in the crowd has a demo to give you or something. You know, everyone's in other bands like, in the crowd. Like that's
But
all
it's
like
so-
They're
like,
another sweaty drunk dude who's holding you, and they're like holding your hand, and they won't let you go. They
Yeah.
keep doing that thing. You're like, come on, man.
That's how you know it's real, though. It's organic, you know.
I'm
There's
trying
no
to eat
flash.
my cold Taco Bell in the van.
Yeah.
Let my
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
go.
exactly. Yeah, it's out of my pocket. Oh, it's a taco.
Yeah. I wish I had to do that.
My
Fucking-
cubby hole in the van.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, drummers are always ahead of the game when it comes to that shit.
Oh yeah.
it's because we're the.
I hope my
smartest
phone
in the
doesn't
band,
die
dude.
on you guys. It said 10%. I didn't want to
Just
unplug it. All right.
All right.
No, you're
So-
fine, dude. It's all good.
That's been
Okay.
good. We should.
Yeah, it's been a fucking sick fucking podcast. Sorry, my mic died in the middle of it, and fucking
Dude,
Nah, dude. It's
all right,
You,
horrible
anytime
Rickenbacker.
you ask me
Yeah, I know.
anything, Joel, I'm like, yo, I don't want to do anything. And then you ask me, I'm like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like I was like,
Anytime you want me to fuck
Coercive,
about with
he's
you,
like,
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to Joel about that, and I was like, "Oh,
Exactly.
he don't want to do it." And he's like, "Fuck him, he's doing it."
That's
He
exactly
knows
what I
me,
said.
dude. He knows me. He's gonna get me out of my fucking
Yeah.
little fucking garbage
Your
can.
rabbit hole.
Fucking-
Yeah.
Turtle
Oh,
shell.
what's this motherfucker's number? It's not my fucking new phone. What's going on? I texted him. You're all, I love you, baby. I'll do whatever you want to do. That's what he said.
You want me to gargle the gravy? You got it.
Joel
Yeah,
is
but,
the puppet master of the pod.
That's just
puppet
how I've always
master.
been. I'm like, if I don't know you, I'm like, I don't want to fucking fuck around. But if once I get to know you, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Well,
But,
fucking thanks for fucking coming on, dude. I really appreciate both of you guys having like fucking Alterbeast to me is like the
Yeah.
up and coming fucking like putting Sacramento on the map for death metal, and it's fucking awesome that you guys are doing your thing and fucking hopefully after the fucking there's shows opening again, you guys get back at it and fucking
Yeah.
keep rocking out and doing your fucking thing because you guys are very impressive live. I've always been
Aw, thanks,
sick.
babe.
yeah, like I said,
Love to see him.
they're like trying to like Facebook Live at the end of the night, like only with Alterbeast. Has there been a time like, dude,
You gotta see this. You know.
Hey,
Oh my
we'll keep
God,
that,
these
man.
guys are so sick.
Man.
No, totally, man. I love you, man. And I love,
yeah.
dude,
I
Max,
love you too, boo.
Yeah, we'll hang out soon, and fucking
Hells yeah, babe.
super fucking
And then
stoked.
yeah, man, we'll get some music out soon. Like I said, you know, the times are trying right now, but I'm
Chipping
making
away.
shit sick on my end, and I know everybody else can make shit sick on their end. I think everybody will be happy, and you know,
yeah.
well,
You guys
it'll
have-
be enough to have you have us back on here, you know,
Oh, yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing. So,
Yeah,
Do you guys
fuck
have
yeah,
do you guys
of
have merch available right now?
Yeah, can we
we
find
do,
your
but
merch?
please don't buy any because I have to go to the van and get it and pack it for you. And I, dude, like we appreciate the support. And if you really want to rock a T-shirt, I'll go get it for you. But you're not doing me any favors, you know.
That's the best, dude.
Tell.
And also,
the
like,
best.
it's not like our stock is super full. And, you know, when we have new stuff out, we'll be printing new shit. So
I would love for Indie Merch to do all our shit for us and shit, you know, like, but it doesn't, we don't got it like that right now. So
no, we don't.
Next
No.
album you will. Next
but
album.
yeah, no, once we get some new music out, we'll be all in the mode of, you know, let's do the business, you know, the dirty. But right now I'm just like, hey, let's just smoke weed and try to make some notes and move them around on Guitar Pro and play them over here and see what's going on. And,
That's the unsung hero of fucking of being in a death metal band is fucking having to pack the fucking shirts in a thing and go to the fucking post office and like
dude, it's a real nightmare for me currently right
sucks.
now. Like it's always been like I've been a real grouch about it, but like right now it's just a real hassle to me. So I'm sure there's some kids out there right now like, oh yeah, let me get some T-shirts from this motherfucker. Like I don't try not to do reverse psychology, unfortunately.
Not one guy in any band that I've ever been in likes to do the
You
merch
know, we're
part.
totally
Oh,
serious.
it's the
Fuck
worst.
the merch part, dude.
Go
Please
buy
don't
merch.
buy our shirts. Please
That's
Go
don't.
probably
buy-
why. That's literally why you guys don't have Cali Death podcast shirts yet, dude.
I want to say I love all you guys. Thanks for having me on here and stuff. And anybody out there, just in case my phone dies, because it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
soon.
yeah. Let's wrap
I'm
it
so
up.
sorry.
Let's do
All
It's
right,
it.
gonna
cool,
happen.
guys.
Likewise.
We've said it many times, but thank you so much, you guys from Alterbeast, and go check them out if you haven't yet, and all that good shit. Cali Death
thanks for having
podcast
us.
on all the, yeah, dude,
Fuck
no
yeah.
doubt.
And
On
please
all-
have us back, dude. And I'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
a camera
Of
and I'll
course.
have to do my
Dude.
phone next time.
Yeah, we'll come
I'll
back
get a
for
mic
sure.
cord. I'll get a mic cord.
Hey, this is totally awesome. You guys have an open
I need
invitation,
one
dude.
too. Mine wasn't working either.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. No, thanks for having us, man. And you
Dude, this
guys are
is-
fucking legends in your own right. So thanks. It was
Absolutely.
awesome to talk to you guys.
Cool,
I love
dude.
you guys. Love you guys.
Love it. Cali Death Podcast Facebook, Cali Death Podcast Instagram, Cali Death Podcast YouTube, all that shit. Go hit the buttons, all the subscribes. Thank you to all you that have done it already. And
Mhm.
go and support your local independent music. And hit us next week. We will be here. Rock on.
Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you too, dude.
You.